puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my gaze. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete that puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my gaze. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete that puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my gaze. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete that puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my gaze. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete that puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my gaze. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete that puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my gaze. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete that puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my gaze. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete the puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet. Putting every piece in its perfect place. Time ticking, heart racing. Gotta keep up the pace. Feeling the adrenaline is running through my veins. I'm the puzzle king. No one can beat my gaze. Jigsaw puzzle is my obsession. It's true, I conquer them too. The thrill of the chase, satisfaction I see. I'll complete that puzzle in the blink of an eye. Puzzling is my game, you know I'm the master. Fitting all the pieces faster and faster. Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under your feet.
All right, good morning, everybody. Oops. Can you hear me all right? Give me a wave if you can hear me all right. Okay, good. Welcome to today's competition. We have a 1,000 piece solo competition and the time limit is 3.5 hours. Yeah, Patricia, some people raised their hands. Kathy, oh, maybe you were just answering my question. If you have a question, you can pop it in the chat. We also have a flex competition running parallel. There's going to be a couple of people in there. And we also have several people who've also completed offline.
Competition's on, I'm ready to compete. I'll finish that puzzle right under.
All right, so I just realized the music was on again. I always have so many buttons to click and I thought I checked everything, but the music is now off. All right. Yes, I just wanted to say that we've also already had some people who have completed the puzzle and have done offline videos. But most of the action will be happening right here. All right. So welcome to Jim, who's looking very furry.
I felt I needed to dress up for the holy high holiday of May the 4th be with you. So I need to get in the mood. I have my lightsaber at the ready in case we need it. We are good to go here on May the 4th over the US. I hope other people are celebrating as well. But I'm also super excited to see this 1,000-piece puzzle, Michelle, that you've been setting up and is unpublished to mere mortal eyes.
Unpublished?
Well, I should say unused in any of the other competitions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to take your headphones off for a moment and show us the full hood. Of
It doesn't go all the way up, I don't think.
All right. Looking very Chewbacca-y there. Is it Chewbacca walking? Oh, you're supposed to be an Ewok. Are you an Ewok?
No, it's supposed to be a Chewbacca hoodie because the bandolier. But I've done Ewoks before. I have an Ewok bow sitting over here just in case. You never know if you're gonna run into a stormtrooper.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. All right. So we did have a question and a theme for today. The theme was gratitude, and we asked our participants if there was like to give a shout out to somebody who's helped them in their puzzling or personal journey. And yeah, so I'd like to start with you, Chewbacca Jim, today.
I mean, I'm always thankful for Chewbacca and Star Wars, but there's so many people. Like, I appreciate my partner Mari Black because I wouldn't be into any of the speed puzzling shenanigans if it weren't for her. Like, she's the reason I got into this because I was excited to see her puzzling. I'm very thankful to you, Michelle, for like bringing so many people together and giving me an opportunity to goof and gaff and just share my love of analyzing things and puzzling. It's been really phenomenal. And I also really appreciate my mom, who likes to get up and watch some of these streams and cheer me on afterwards, which is great. And my dad as well, and my two sisters, who like to pick on me a little bit because they think this is wildly silly, but then they also get really excited about it. So just everybody in my family is wonderful human beings, and I appreciate them so much. There's so many things to appreciate about all the puzzling. But
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and today we also have our helping out behind the scenes. I'm Sandra from Sweden. Good morning, and yeah, I'd like to throw the question over to you as well.
Well, I've been following a lot of people on Instagram, and I have been able to meet so many wonderful people through Puzzlegram, and I can't even believe that I get to work with so many puzzle brands and collaborate with so many amazing puzzlers around the world. And I would like to shout out Jessa from Jigsaw Jam, Jessa Douglas, who really encouraged me to start my Puzzlegram and grow on Instagram. And she is just such a sweetheart and a dear friend. And Tina Lindsay from Gotta Just Puzzle, also on Instagram. We have been getting very close. And of course, Nana from A Puzzling Lamb from Denmark, also on Instagram. Really close friends. And yeah, I'm so grateful to have been able to meet these people.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, I love hearing about all these connections and how people get encouraged or are supported. Sometimes all you need is just like another person to say, hey, you should give that a go. You'd be really good at that. That's like and then it can have a big impact, because then you can discover and then find new opportunities and find new connections. And yeah, that's really great to hear. And of course, you've been doing really well. I've seen that you've had lots of collaborations with different puzzle brands who have been reaching out to you for you to test their products and share reviews. I think it's
amazing. I can't even believe that it's my life is like getting free puzzles and show them off on Instagram. I can't even, mind blown.
And you forgot to thank your cats.
Oh yeah, we have the cats. Smokey, Raven, and Cindy is around here somewhere.
They're always in your videos and supervising your puzzling.
Yeah, especially Smokey. He's the expert puzzler in the house, and he's very talented.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, so for me, I have two people to thank. Well, first of all, Karen Puzzles, because without her video, I wouldn't be here today, and that set me off on a crazy adventure to sign up for the World Championship after seeing Karen's video, to order Ravensburger puzzles and 500 pieces to get started, and of course then to start the Euro Jigsaw Jam. And I'd also like to thank my husband Eric, who I also introduced recently in a post, because he does all the techie stuff. And once again, he ran up this morning to tell me to turn off the music because there's too many technical things to take care of. But just setting up the live stream, I would have never imagined having a live stream. That wasn't even part of the original plan. The original plan was just to have like a online competition, closed competition, and I think it was actually you, Sandra, who wrote under the first post, "Oh, will there be a live stream?" And then I told my husband, "Oh, somebody asked if we would have a live stream," kind of like, "Oh, ha ha ha, wouldn't that be funny?" And he's like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." And I was like, "Oh, I can't do that," but he supported me since the beginning and made all of this possible. So yeah, thanks again to Eric.
We love you, Michelle.
Thank you. All right, so yeah, we have a puzzle competition. So let's get ready to start. And welcome to all our viewers on YouTube. Say hello, let us know where you're from and who you're here to support today. And it looks like everybody is ready to go. I'm going to just turn on the mic in the Flex meeting so that they also can hear. Camilla, can you hear me all right in the Flex meeting? Camilla? Yeah, okay, good. All right, so now you may unwrap your puzzles.
This is the big exciting moment. Let's see what everybody is in for.
Is it 1,000 pieces of Star Wars, or is it something completely different?
Nothing would make me happier, but I know sometimes random puzzles can drive some people crazy, especially with dark backgrounds. But this looks like a fun collage with a whole bunch of different landscapes and images. That's lovely.
Bro, vi soll inte snacka med dig, så talkant.
Okay, so somebody just had their microphone on, and if you speak Deutsch, you heard "es ist hochkant." That means it's in portrait. So yes, it's a tall puzzle. It's 70 centimeters long ways. If you have your enough depth in your table, you can do it long ways, or you may want to do it sideways. Yes, so plastic wrap off, and then place the box there and there. Yeah, so just check that the lid comes off easily, and then put it back on in the middle of the table. Okay. So let's do a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And they're off. And so begins the 1,000-piece solo EJJ. And this is a puzzle that you've been trying to bring to life for a while now. Isn't that right, Michelle?
Yeah, this puzzle really means a lot to me. I received this puzzle as a gift. So this is from Pannon Puzzle. It's a Hungarian brand and it's called Budapest Collage. I received this as a gift from Vicki at the World Championships. And she said that there was a new Hungarian brand, and she wrote me a nice sweet note saying that she wanted to thank me for the Euro Jigsaw Jam. She wanted me to have a Hungarian puzzle. Now, I got around to doing this puzzle in November, and I just did it as a casual puzzle, but I absolutely loved it. It was so beautiful and it went so fast, and I ended up doing it in one sitting. I wasn't timing myself, but I was just like, this is such a beautiful puzzle. I need everybody to have the experience. I just enjoyed it so much. So you can see we have blocks of text. So Fruji, we did actually talk about once about, there's an upcoming EJJ puzzle with text in a foreign language, and she asked me what language, and I couldn't say, but it's Hungarian. But what's amazing about this puzzle is that every sky is different. So it's like 13 images of itself,
amazing.
And you can sort it. Don't get stuck. Every sky is different. And I just absolutely love this puzzle. And I really just want to thank Vicki for this gift. And I have been keeping this a secret. It took me a really long time to organize. It had to get especially printed just for this event because they come from Turkey and it wasn't going to work out to have them shipped from Turkey to Hungary to us. So we, got them a special print run, and by the time it all came, it's now 6 months after I started organizing this, and finally I can share it with you. So sorry to disappoint you, Jim and Kyle. No Star Wars today, but
I'm not disappointed at all with a puzzle that pretty. How could you be? But I imagine it must be really hard to keep a secret for that long. Hey, do you know who else had to keep a secret for a really long time? It was Mark Hamill when he had to keep it under wraps that Darth Vader was his father, and he had to react to it, but couldn't tell anybody until the movie actually came out. I think this might be a little harder overall because you had to figure out the logistics for it and get it set up and everything without anybody knowing. That's really, really difficult. And we're coming in on about the 3-minute mark here, and usually the flip and sort takes a little longer on 1,000 piece because it's twice as many pieces. So if people do just a straight flip and edge pull, that's going to take them close to about 6 minutes, 6:30, somewhere in there, as we're going. So it'll be a little bit. I'm also curious how many different people are going to try to do more of a full sort early on, which is really exciting because the different strategies kind of shape up very early on here.
Yes, I just want to say I'm dedicating today's EJJ to Vicki and to my friend from Budapest, Fruji. And I was so pleased that both of them are doing this puzzle today. Of course, I couldn't say anything to Vicki, but I was really thrilled when I saw that she signed up for this one. And Fruji, I had to just give a hint. I was like, you have to really, I would highly recommend that you participate in the 1,000 piece puzzle. She was probably assuming it's a dog puzzle because when we did the 1,000 piece art dogs, she said, oh, you have to tell me next time, because she absolutely loves dogs. So she was probably expecting it was something to do with dogs. But let's start. Let's see who we have with us today. First up, we have Aaron from the UK. And he's thankful for anyone who's ever agreed to do a puzzle with him, and also the people who organize and run competitions, but mostly he's thankful for himself. We also have Aiden from Switzerland. She's grateful for her sister, who's her pairs partner and who encouraged her to get to participate in the first EJJ. We also have Alejandro from Spain. And he's grateful for his parents who supported him at the World Championships. We also have Anna V from Finland, who's grateful for her puzzling friends. Anna L from Germany and Anna R from Finland. And Anna R is here because of her cousin Maya, who introduced her to speed puzzling and is a constant support to her. So yeah, great to have you all with us today.
I really like how a lot of people want to make sure that they give some appreciation to the folks that either got them into speed puzzling or like help them keep going along the way. It's really, really sweet. And we could see there's a bunch of different tactics going right away. You could see Aaron flipping away from the main pile and sort of scooching the pieces further and further away as sorting out the edge pieces, and I think also getting some of that vanilla sky background for one of the cells, which will be really good. Each of those, if there's 13 cells, each one of them is going to be about 90 pieces plus or minus a little bit for some of those text scrawls. So if you can do a sort early on, sort of like what we're seeing with Anna V down in the lower left, that may pay off in the long run because then you can zipper it together and do it kind of like a quick 100-piece puzzle. Alejandro you could see it's kind of fun. He's working his way around the table. He's not just staying in one spot and reaching very far. He's actually moved his whole body over to that far end in order to be able to get to those pieces. Aiden is digging through that pile very quickly. Really excited to see Aiden work today. Anne is pulling from the outside of that pile, trying to get some more in, sorting the edges. And Anne is also doing a little bit of a big sort up front, and has two chunks of piles going, splitting them down further. I think that might pay off a little bit later on.
Yeah, so on the screen, and now we have Annika from Germany, Aurora from Norway, Ajalyn from Argentina, and on Ajalyn's shoulder is her mascot Remy. And the last few competitions he's been supervising from her shoulder, and it's very clever. She has a magnet on her shirt that holds him in place. We also have Catherine from USA and Sal from France.
Man, I think Aylyn's Remy may actually be giving Aylyn a boost here and sort of help directing where her arms might be going to pick pieces up. And you could see that Aylyn has a big piece of white paper poster board on the table, very similar to how you would see it at Worlds competitions. And on that circular table, that can sometimes be a tricky reach for some people, but Aylyn's probably worked with it a whole bunch and is going to be able to use it to her advantage. We can also see Annika getting through the rest of the pile is using sort of a rainbow spread above where she's flipping pieces out from and into that larger space, so that way there's going to be access and easy groupings going forward. Aurora is sitting down but getting all sorts of mini piles going. I think it looks a little like trying to group extra pieces on top of just an edge sort there. We'll see as we go forward, but the lighting is excellent where she's at. Catherine Beck is almost done with almost fully done with the flip as we close in on the 8-minute and 30-second mark here. And it's going to start in on some puzzling. I think she might have the edges pulled out over there as well. Catherine Lewinsky has maybe about 100 pieces left to get through the full flip, but has those edges yoinked, and is also using a board to transfer several pieces that may be out of reach normally. And we see this a lot with 1,000-piece puzzles, is soloists will tend to use those boards a little bit more. Cell is doing excellent getting those edges sorted and is running around the table as well. Yeah, this is going to be really, really exciting. I hope folks in the chat start putting up what they think the times are going to be for this particular puzzle. Where are we going to see the first place finishers?
Yeah, and from those who are on the screen previously, Annika wants to give a shout out to her mum. She says she supports me in everything I'm doing. Today she's taking care of my son, so I'm able to participate. Of course, that's a really big deal if you have kids, to have someone help out so that you can puzzle in peace. So really appreciate that. And Ajalyn's husband, Franco, she says, Fran is always supporting me and joining me in this crazy and fun adventure of puzzles. Shout out to Siobhan, who connected with me when I arrived in this new country. So they live they're from Argentina, but they live in Ireland. And she helped me build my collection. And now it's trying to make the Irish Jigsaw Puzzle Association together with Emma, Lena, Colin, and us. So yeah, really great that they made those connections when they moved to Dublin. Camilla would like to thank her big sister. She says, I'd like to thank my big sister, who is my biggest supporter in life. Since I began speed puzzling, she has never made me feel like it was a childish hobby or that I'm losing my time doing puzzles. She knows it is important to me and that I enjoy it. She even inquires about my next puzzle event or goals. And Catherine Lunevsky says, the whole Puzzlegram community is super supportive and wonderful online. I love scrolling through and seeing the different comments and puzzles. Just feels good. That's wonderful. Yeah, so let's see who else we have with us today. Just adding another couple of people to the screen. Okay. So we have Chiara in the top left-hand corner from Italy, Cornelia from Austria, Daria from Poland, Elena from Finland, Elisa from Estonia. This time only 2 sharks. She was the one who had the really amazing shark party at our anniversary party. And we also have Amelia from Finland.
Alrighty. And you see Kiara is flying right now. If you get the full edge together, that's about 126 pieces. Kind of depends brand to brand where that sits. But being able to do a 100-piece puzzle in about 5 minutes or so is pretty solid on a first look. So getting the full flip done in about 6 minutes and then have most of the edge done in 5 minutes after that is pretty wild. And Kiara is really trucking through here to get that finished up. We can see Cornelia using 2 different puzzle boards to help sort things and keep things and keep all of this organized. Even though there's more pieces still to be flipped out, that extra little bit of sorting can pay off in the long run. Speed puzzling is always a game of trade-offs, so we kind of see the different tactics taking shape. Daria is almost has the edge fully done. You can see this tactic of putting the edge pieces kind of in the middle of the build field and then pulling out from that middle into where those edges are supposed to end up can really keep things organized early on as you're building, which is great. Elena doing a great job getting the starting in on the border, getting those corners in. Elisa is also doing a similar tactic of lining up the edge pieces in one direction and then placing them where they're going to go. And Amelia is doing a really solid job. You can see she's leaning back and forth, keeping her own pace. Almost has that right-hand side border completed, and everything is flipped, and she is just zooming through this. And you'll see that a lot of the top puzzlers are really good at picking up chunks of border to do at the same time, or chunks of pieces that are in groups, bigger groups than just ones or twos early on, to try to get a stretch of pieces together in one go. And that can save time from grabbing one piece at a time, especially on 1,000. It doesn't seem like much, but whenever you multiply every extra little move over 900, 1,000 pieces, that adds up to the total time. So those little bits of time savers go a long way.
Yeah, so Elena would like to give a shout out to her sister-in-law. She says, I would never have heard of speed puzzling without her. And Elisa has a similar sentiment for her friend Everly. I want to thank Everly for the one time she told me to cancel my Sunday plans because I'll be doing a puzzle competition with her, which was the EJJ 47 and my entrance to the world of speed puzzling. That event reignited my old love for puzzling, and I'm definitely hooked to the speed puzzling hobby now. So yeah, really happy to hear that. So yeah, and let's see who else we have with us today.
That's really sweet. Yeah, I think this puzzle is going to be pretty quick. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that we might see a sub hour 30 time. I'm pretty sure that we might even see a time that's close to like 122. I'm gonna plant my flag there for guesstimates.
Well, I can tell you we've already had at least 2 flex competitors under 1 hour 30.
Oh wow, okay. Then I feel pretty good about an hour 22 on there, and that's not easy to pull off at all. But we have some pretty fantastic puzzlers in the group today.
Yeah, so the fastest from the flex was Hannah with 1 hour and 24 minutes and 4 seconds.
That is blazing.
Yes, but we also had very close to her was Ellen, and Rose are also close behind, and Sammy. So all some really good times there. But we have a lot of fast speed puzzlers in this competition. So one of them being Emma Quirk from Ireland. We also have Everly from Estonia, Fatini from Cyprus, Graham from the UK, Inga S from Lithuania, and Inga, the other Inga S from the Netherlands. Yeah, so Emma wants to thank her family, and I know her dad came with her to the World Championships and was her pairs partner. And Everly, is the one that was thanked by, is the one who's responsible for getting Eliza S into speed puzzling. And for Tiny, would like to thank her brother Andreas. She says, even though he is colorblind and has difficulty puzzling, he has been with me in this journey from the beginning. And I thought that was really interesting. That's must have an effect on the, being colorblind must have an effect on the speed puzzling. But he's still one of our regular participants, and does pairs with for Tiny as well. And Graham wants to he says, if there's ever an opportunity, you should always give a shout out to the mums. So I'd like to give a big thank you to my mum, Penny, for being an amazing lady. So, hi, Graham's mum.
Hi, Graham's mom.
Yeah, but everyone's making great progress here. I see lots of trays from Inga S.
Yeah, it's really it's really fun to see the different methodologies here. You can see Graham has the full border, and now comes the tricky part. What do you work on next after you build your first big project? And you can see Graham doing a little bit of a sort, trying to decide which section he's gonna work on next. Emma's taken a pretty kind of a unique path. Is not doing a full border early on, but is working on a very specific cell. I think that's the I think that's one of the sky regions on the left hand side. I'm not entirely sure. It might be that lighthouse. But working from the middle out, or from one of those one of those intersections, can be a pretty good starting point, because then you can branch off in different directions, and you already have those lines built in to give you a hint as to where to work on next. So we'll see if that works out for her in the long run. Evilly, getting that border built out, and you can see doing it in those chunks, that right hand side that has a little bit of the greenish water. It seems to be a favorite for several people, because it sticks out in the pieces with some pretty good contrast. And I also like what Inga's doing. Inga's hasn't done the full border, but is hopping around from different spots that really stick out distinctively. So getting that line of red clouds in, and some of those deeper blues, and really just building chunks where she can. Inga is one of the really fast speed puzzlers around today. So it's fun to see the different tactics here, rather than using that full structure of getting the border in, is just jumping to where she can see things. And you can also see how quickly her hands are moving to just get things together rapidly. She's not bringing everything over to the build field. She's just building it right where she sees it, which is really interesting.
Yeah, so actually, I just want to point out, have a look at Everly's screen. She's got a poster sitting on the table. I didn't have a poster in my copy. So maybe with
wow.
Because, when we got the print from Turkey, that was a brand new print run, and it looks like they put posters inside. So I didn't mention that at the beginning because I didn't know that they existed. And I just checked my box again and I didn't have one. So if you prefer, you can pull that out and put that on your table if you like. But it's the same size as the box, and the box is beautiful. The only difference is that on the bottom left-hand corner of the box, there is like this, like a silver seal or something, which is covering part of the image. So some people may want to remove that. But yeah, this bottom left-hand corner here, that is for me is where I started, because I just immediately this reddish clouds popped out. And you can also see that's where, Inga Sino was working on. But yeah, really beautiful puzzle. And let's see.
It's really great. I'm gonna throw out a few comments from the chat. Christine Thompson in the chat is saying, "Hi from Denmark. Go Rachel, you can do it." I think Rachel could do it as well. Go Rachel. We're excited for you. And we have a couple of time guesses. I Just Love Puzzles, also known as Gma, one of the greats in the Twitch speed puzzling world. It has a guess of an hour 32. I think that's pretty strong there, Gma. And I'm pretty excited to see how accurate that is and where everybody comes down through.
Yeah, so switching up the screens again, and here we are up to Iris. Oops, that's Jim. So we have Iris from Denmark, Eva from Czechia, Janie from the UK, Jenny from Finland, Jessica from Germany, and Jonathan from the UK. Yeah, you can see Jane is pulling out the central text, the Budapest with a bluish background. That was also something that really jumped out to me at the beginning because it's the only text with block text, capitals. Everything else is more like very like handwritten scripty. Yeah, and it's just a really nice section in the middle there. Has a really strong contrast.
It's a really good anchor point to have early on. And Eva is also flying here. It looks like Eva went to get some of that wording in, and is also has that lower left hand cell almost completed. That one with the sunset in it. Has a lot of the upper left hand side, sort of building the corner chunks and working the way in, which is really fascinating. Rather than doing like a whole structure around it, is building almost outwards the entire edge cells, which is really, really wild to see. But when the color contrast is that good on the pieces, you can kind of do whatever you want strategy wise, and it'll pay off for you. Eva's doing really, really well there. Iris, it looks like has chunks of the border and is taking a similar tactic as Eva, getting those yellow brown sunsets with that lamp background in together, and has that lower left hand corner almost fully built out. Iris is really has a really good eye for gradient colors, so once she gets those pieces in her mind about what she wants to grab, she gets them and throws them in very, very quickly, which is excellent. Jenny and Jessica both have the full border built out, and so now they're both playing the game of what projects to work on next. It looks like Jenny is doing a bit of a sort here at this next stage in order to in order to set herself up for the next round of building. So I think she's going to do a pretty significant sort here and then get going. And Jonathan Nash is doing is getting the border built in here. Looks like he's also has a little bit of a sort going on the right hand side, and it's fun to see that he has all of the pieces above his build area rather than to the right or to the left. They're all directly above, and so he's going to be able to reach all of those pieces just about equally and pull them down to where he's going to need them, which is really fun to see.
Yeah, so this puzzle, one of the reasons I loved this puzzle was because I've really struggled with sky in the past. And so I was expecting it to take longer than it would. So that's why I chose to do it as a casual puzzle the first time. And because each one has a unique shade of blue, or a different sunset or different clouds, and it is like little mini puzzles, I found it very manageable and I just really enjoyed it. And since then I've been enjoying sky a lot more. So I think if you are someone who typically struggles with sky, you have lots of little mini sections here to work on, and really good to differentiate. So I hope you enjoy it. Now, obviously, for those who are in the know, Budapest is actually the location of the European Championships in July. And that was announced, a few months ago. And when I heard that, and I had already ordered these puzzles, I was even more excited and really even more like thrilled to share this puzzle with everybody. So I hope everyone's really enjoying it. And if you are going to Budapest for the European Championship, that this is giving you a bit more of a inspiration to do some sightseeing and to check out this really beautiful country, this beautiful city. And unfortunately, I'm not going, but I really want to see these places in real. Maybe there'll be another occasion. So we are actually having the publisher of Pannon Puzzle join us after the introductions. That will be Nora, and she'll tell us a bit more about the locations on the puzzle and about the puzzle brand. But for now, we'll keep on moving to the next participants.
And we have another shout out in the chat, and Andrew is saying go Fotini. Agreed wholeheartedly. She's doing really, really well right now. And Nikita is saying that skies are tough. And I agree. They can be difficult for some people. And Michelle, this kind of puzzle that's a collage is really great because it forces you to do a thing that speed puzzlers always need to be doing, which is breaking a larger image down into manageable chunks and sort of seeing those lines. And whenever it's a collage, a lot of those distinctions are kind of built in for you, so you can really focus on just going fast and using your eye to see those differences. It's a really, really great puzzle.
Yeah, so we also have Juka from Finland, Julia from Austria, Julia from Austria, Karen from the USA, Karina from Germany, and Kati from Germany. And I really like the colors on Yuka's tray. He's done a really detailed sort. So the tray on the top left, well, no, the one directly above him, that would be the text backgrounds. So each text background also has a different color, a different shade. And I really like how he's planned everything out quite strategically.
Yeah, that's one of those cases of does an early sort pay off a little bit later, and it seems to be going pretty well for him right now in terms of catching up to some of the folks that have more of a build. But it's a solid way to start off, especially with one of these really highly organized collage puzzles.
Yeah, so we have some shout outs from the participants. Julia says she'd like to give a shout out to Daniela, the purple puzzler, who has been one of the first puzzle people who I've met through Instagram and who was also my teammate during the Worlds last year. So yeah, that's very nice. Karen says, my husband has been very supportive, allowing me to use our dining room table for many hours of puzzling before I got my very own craft and puzzling space. He has also been very understanding when I give myself many puzzles. I like that. He's very understanding when I gift myself puzzles. She also says, Karen Puzzles inspired me to start speed puzzling, and other YouTubers like Jeanette and her puzzles. Amelia loves puzzles. I think it's a Puzzle with Amelia, or is it a different Amelia? And then the Casual Puzzler, who continue to inform and inspire my puzzling. I also appreciate you, Michelle, and all of your team, commentators and helpers behind the scenes for providing an opportunity to speed puzzle online with puzzles from all over the world. Yeah, thanks, Karen. You're very welcome. And Kati says, I'm very grateful for my sisters, my puzzling friend Kiara, and my beautiful girlfriend Yana. But today, I also want to thank my best friend Moritz. He's my biggest support in puzzling, mental health, and just life in total. I can't thank him enough for every single gym therapy session, not just one of which to save my life.
That's really sweet. It's so important to have people in your life that, even if they're not speed puzzling, are just there to support you in so many different ways. The mental game in speed puzzling cannot go understated. Being in having a good mindset is absolutely huge. So I'm really glad that Kati has that kind of support, not just from her partners and girlfriends, but from close friends as well. And you can see that Kati is really flying on this puzzle, has several cells already completed. I was watching her early on, and she started out with that section next to the words, that muddy that muddy water section on the right hand side, that brown gray, and then started building out from there into the words at other places, foregoing any kind of structure and really just treating this like a whole bunch of separate individual small puzzles. And she's really flying through here. You can see that she has that lower left hand side that with the sunset, the words across, has a lot of that lamp section built out as well. And is really flying through this, and is one of the leaders right now. Karen's doing an excellent job, has some additional sorting, and Katarina has full border and that upper right hand side. And we have some new people on the screen here. We could see Kyle Kosen. Big shout out to Kyle, one of the Twitch streamers, who does an absolutely excellent job. Crushed it at U.S. Nationals this year as well in every category. Really a phenomenal puzzler, and you can see why he did so well. Has that full border built, a lot of that left-hand corner, the words are built in, and he's just moving so rapidly inside of here, which is really great. Huge shout out to Kyle. Also, I want to point out that for him, it's 2 a.m. right now. So he is puzzling at a huge amount of jet lag, which is really impressive. So if he suddenly, I wouldn't be surprised if he suddenly falls asleep on the table, but I think he has enough adrenaline going right now to keep on pushing through.
Yeah, so and Kyle gives a shout out to Jima, also known as his, as we found out last time, his number 2 fan, his number 1 fan being his mum. And Jima is actually there in the comments. Hi, Adele. And also Nikita was sent here from Kyle to watch her first EJJ. So really happy to have you join us. And yeah, send some love to Kyle. We also have Laura from Hungary. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing more of Laura at the European Championship. She's doing really great there. We also have Lenka from Slovakia, Linda from the Netherlands, Lena from Norway, and Lisa from Denmark.
And there's an extra shout out in the chat from Kitty B for her friend Lena. So go Lena, you have a fan club rooting for you. And this is just really exciting. Lenka is flying through this puzzle, has the full border completed, that right hand muddy water section across to those words. I think we're going to see that connection happening pretty consistently for folks. And that lower left hand corner with the sunset also being built out. So Lenka's now kind of bouncing to clean up some projects and then figuring out what's next. Lena is doing a really excellent job here. You can see that she's built out that top lamp section and that upper corner, and is put that that word of Budapest across the middle as a good anchor to build out from. Lisa's doing an excellent job here with those sunsets. It's also fun. You could see the way that the different puzzlers spread out their pieces whenever they're starting to build in on a new section. Do they keep them in a singular clump, or do they sort of give them a little bit of a shift around so that way they're all flat? And it looks like Linda here is going for more of the gray pieces, which is interesting because once your eye kind of locks into a certain shade or a certain color, some puzzlers like to go for the really distinct things. Oftentimes, once you've removed a couple of colors from the pile, these other sections start to reveal themselves a little bit easier. So you can see that she's has a lot of those gray and bluish colors built out and working for her real quick.
Yeah, so I'm actually I'm just looking at the time, and we're at 34 minutes, and people are doing really amazing. We have some really fast speed puzzles today. I think we could get a time close to 1 hour 10, possibly. Just looking at the progress of people like Kati. So I'm going to get back to the shout outs a bit later on, so that I make sure they have time to introduce everyone, and also that we can have a chat with Nora, that she can tell us a bit more about her puzzle. So I've just added the M's to the screen. We have Marguerite. She's from South Africa. I'm not sure if she's in South Africa, or maybe she's an expat in Europe. We also have, I don't remember sending a package to South Africa yet. We also have Maya from Finland, Maria TB from Sweden, Marina from Sweden, Matthias from Germany.
Yeah, and as we cross the 35-minute mark, you could start to see a little bit of post-start fatigue starting to set in. I think Maria has there's a impedance on the field, or a cat is now sitting on the pieces. Matthias giving a wave to everybody. And this is where a little bit of fatigue normally starts setting in for a 500. So for 1,000, you'll see puzzlers kind of pace themselves a little bit. They might take their foot off the gas here and there, and it becomes really important to still hit those bursts of speed whenever you can, so that way you can keep the pace, because those 1,000 pieces really start adding up as you transfer back and forth multiple times.
Yeah, so Kitty, who's actually from Budapest and speaks Hungarian, she's translated one of the text boxes for us. Thank you. So it's actually there's actually some poetry. A quick translation: my wine and beer are bitter anywhere else, but here sweet happiness is pouring into my mouth. I like that. Thanks so much, Kitty. Yeah, so there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of text on there, other than the Budapest block. So yeah, I was wondering what I was piecing together there, but thanks for sharing that. If you can also tell us what the other ones say. Yeah, no, it looks really great. I really love seeing. I mean, if you just look at Matthias's, just looking at the border, the way the gradients of the skies just blend into each other and have, yeah, it just looks really pretty, really pretty. This is one of my favorite puzzles I've ever done. I absolutely love this, and I was just. I just wanted everybody to enjoy this puzzle.
I wonder sometimes whenever the puzzle is really pretty, if there's ever a moment of slowdown just to admire the puzzle itself before kicking through. I know some people, whenever it's really fast, they don't really notice what they've built or what they're working on. They just kind of fly straight through. So it's fun whenever there's sections that are really recognizable as a thing that you can work on, to just take that brief second to be like, oh, that's really cool, and then rapidly move on to the next thing. Sort of like what we see Mona did just there, where she got done connecting a pretty decent joint across the top and went, okay, great, and zipped over to the pile to start pulling the next section.
So we also have Miriam with us. She's from Austria, Mona from Germany, Mooney from Germany, Nadia from Indonesia, living in Germany, Nicole from Bulgaria, and Patrick from Switzerland.
Yeah, and all of these puzzlers are doing a really swell job here. You can see that Nicole is doing a lot of space management here, and has chunks of the border built out in different places, which is a way to handle if your table is a little short in one direction and you're worried about those portraits going a little high. You could set the border up a little offset, a little offset, in order to save some space and then work on it from there. But Patrick, I love these top-down angles, because you could really see what all they're working on. Doesn't have the full border completed, but that didn't stop Patrick from moving on to the next couple of sections. Almost has that full sunset lamp in the lower left-hand side built. He has Budapest across, and also has that muddy, that brown gray water on the right-hand side built, along with the top and that initial set of words that are in that top section. Really doing a really fantastic job. This is also about the time when you're going to see more and more separation between puzzlers, because that rate of that piece per minute rate starts adding up very quickly, over 1,000 piece, and around the 40-minute line is where we start seeing that pull over from the puzzlers that are really rocking it, and some of the puzzlers that are going a little bit slower but still doing their absolute best. I really like what Nadia is doing here. You can see that Nadia grabbed a couple handfuls of pieces, throws them down, and is then very quickly trying to get those together. Sometimes you'll see puzzlers grab a handful of pieces, throw them down, and then they'll work on a totally different section. And I really enjoy it where, if you did the work to grab the pieces, take a few seconds to try to get a few of those together, even if you brute force it for 3 seconds or so, and then move on to a different project if it's not playing. But Nadia is getting these in very rapidly, and I like seeing that kind of work.
Yeah, just a comment about the piece cuts. So another lovely thing about this puzzle was the quality is really fantastic. So this is produced in Turkey from the same factory that makes Sunshine Puzzles, Penny Puzzle, and Trevel. So if you are a fan of any of those, actually I think possibly Enjoy as well. So it's that. So it's got a unique piece cut, has a really nice smooth finish. The pieces just slide really well together, and the knobs on the knobs shapes are quite unique. So it's quite good for when you come to do shape work.
Yeah, being able to be comfortable with whatever the cut is a huge boon in speed puzzling. And so even if the cut's not super random with like very, very curved pieces or like a spiral cut out of one side or the other, just knowing what the shape of the pieces are going to be like throughout the entire puzzle gives you a pretty good edge. No pun intended on that one. Because then you can use that to kind of build a composite image of where those pieces are going to end up sitting as you start building through.
On screen we have Pignolo from France, Rika from Finland, Rika from Denmark, Robert from Sweden, and Sarah from Spain. I really like Rachel's view from above. And she has her little mascot there. I think it's Pipsqueak the mouse.
Go Pipsqueak. And Pipsqueak giving some great advice apparently, because Rachel is getting several chunks of this done very quickly.
Yeah, she's done a really great job on the text blocks.
Yeah, well, that was what I was going to say. It's interesting to see that the background colors with the contrast of what the text is can be a pretty straightforward thing for your eye to pick up on. And it's interesting that Rachel gravitated towards those kinds of pieces early on compared to some of the other ones. It's really cool, and I'm excited to see how she gets on from here.
Yeah, and I just wanted to share that my time for this puzzle was 1 hour, 55 minutes and 38 seconds. I was absolutely thrilled first time so this was the second time I did it, because I did it once casually, but when I did it the second time as a speed puzzle, that was the first time to get under 2 hours for for 1,000 pieces. So I'm pretty confident that our participants should all finish or be close to finishing this within the 3 hour and a half time limit. And yeah, so we're looking really good at this stage. I'm just going to move on again. We're reaching the end of the alphabet, and of course we also got to check in on Vicki.
Yeah, and we're coming up here on the 44-minute mark, and so these puzzlers are really starting to hit that fatigue line. I know not everybody is doing thousands regularly. Some people are sort of doing the thousands in a more casual capacity, but doing a 1,000-piece puzzle as a speed level can be pretty draining. So I'm going to encourage everybody to keep on moving. The force is with you. You have a whole bunch. I know you got a lot of the puzzlers have been saying their gratitudes. I'm thankful for you guys and how inspiring you are to the whole puzzle community here. So keep on pushing. We all believe in you.
Yeah. So on screen right now we have Similia from France, Smilla from Sweden, Stephanie K from Germany, Susanna K from Germany, and Susanna W from Germany, and Tamar from the Netherlands.
Wow, and look at the progress that Tamar has made here. Oh, and there's a Grogu. Grogu is helping get some of those pieces in for Tamar. But Tamar has made huge progress here, and even though Tamar hasn't finished an entire section, is able to get more and more chunks together just by moving on as soon as there's a little bit of a stuck moment. It looks like Stephanie is also doing that text first kind of methodology, which is really, really interesting to me. How there's several puzzlers that are doing all of the text first, and then there's other puzzlers that are kind of leaving it to last or just doing just the Budapest anchor. Suzanne is doing a really solid job, seems to be getting in on that sunset section, pulling those reds and getting them in one by one. Suzanne has several chunks together here at the 46-minute mark. You can see making excellent progress, starting to dig in on that right-hand side with some of those darker blues that can be tricky for some people. Smilia doing a great job, and up there in the upper left has a full border and almost an entire stretch across the middle built out. This is really, really exciting here as we start rounding out the 47-minute mark, how well everybody is doing here.
Yes. So I'm just going to switch up the screen again. And yeah, I mean, we're only at 46 minutes and there's like, it's so satisfying seeing these square chunks being completed. So I'm really confident to see how everyone's going to do today. And we are nearing the end. We also have Tammy from the US, Tobias from Sweden, Ulla from Estonia, Verena from Austria, and Veronica from Slovakia, and Vesna from Finland.
Tammy, one of the OG puzzlers. Really, really excited to see her. She is absolutely phenomenal. A Guinness World Record holder in speed puzzling, which is truly phenomenal to be able to pull off. And Tobias, you know, I will say it every time. I'm Tobias's #1 fan. Just look at the control that he has, getting that gray square built out over on the right-hand side this early on is really impressive. A lot of puzzlers shy away from those darker colors, and Tobias has already knocked it out of the park. Yulia doing a great job. Veronica has several chunks together, and even though that even though the build field can look a little scattered, all of those pieces are grouped together for Veronica to just be able to go through and zipper together very quickly to wrap it up. So in very good spot there. Vesna doing a great job using that sorting tray because whenever the table's an awkward size, those sorting trays can go a long way. And Verena is flying through this, almost has a lock across the middle, that lower left-hand side built out, making some excellent progress. The camera making a little bit of adjustment for us so that we could see how far up Verena's made it here. Really, really well done. Has a lot of good grouping, so it's going to be a game of zippering through the rest of the build there.
Yeah, so we have just a couple more people to go and then we will reach the end of the alphabet. And I just wanted to point out that Ulla and Vesna are both doing their puzzles sideways. So they do have narrower tables there. But yeah, it's definitely a skill to be able to puzzle sideways. But here you can also just, if you want to, you could just puzzle the right way up and then just take that completed section and turn it around. So if you are having space restrictions. So let's check in with Vicki and Victor. And we are coming up, yeah, close to 50 minutes. So actually we will have a chat with Vicki later on. I told her we would have a chat, but I obviously didn't tell her why, but I'm really happy that she's here today and yeah, doing a great job there. Both, oh, we've got opposite views from different angles there from Victor and Vicki, but looking very similar.
Oh yeah, look at how much progress Vicki has made here, and Vicki's also gotten so much faster over the past year. It's really, really. I always get excited for puzzlers to not just do very well, but to also be getting better over time and to really see their progress. It's excellent. And Victor here is flying through. Certainly one of the leaders in this particular race right now. Has the outline of that very center statue of a lion built in, and you can see that he does these cleanup pulls where he'll go through, grab a handful of pieces and sink them in 4 or 5 different spots before going back to try to focus in on a section a little bit. But he's also using a sort of a cardboard puzzle tray there to separate some of those purples out and then be able to focus in to get the rest of them going. But he's doing an excellent job here, and is going to blast through the second half here as more and more pieces go in, can use more and more of the unique shape of the puzzle pieces to build them out. And it looks like there's a lot of micro sorting going on the left-hand side. So he's doing an excellent job here.
Yeah, so let's then focus in on who might be in the lead for the moment, and then I'm going to invite Nora to join us. So we have Victor, Alejandro, Emma, Kati, and Lenko.
Oh yeah, Lenka's doing great.
And Tamar. And I'll switch these up as we're having a chat. But yeah, Nora, if you're there, please turn on your camera and microphone, and we'd love to have a chat with you.
Yes, hi, I'm here.
Oh, hello, nice to meet you.
Okay.
Yes, I can see you.
Yes. So I have also a background set up. This is in my shop, so you can see all my puzzles in the background. Let me put my glasses on because I cannot see. Okay. So I was so happy that we chose my puzzle. So without Vicki, I don't think this had happened, because in September, she just came into my shop and said, yeah, I want to buy your puzzle for a friend for the competition. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a nice present. It's fine. Okay. And then this is what came out. So I'm really, really overwhelmed what happened with my puzzle. So thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, it's so wonderful how this came together. And so say that again, you have a shop. So you also have a physical shop. I knew you had an online shop.
Yes, I have a physical shop, which is quite unique. I think it's definitely very unique in Hungary, but I had some foreign customers who just came in and they said, well, this is unique in Europe as well, because it's a very big shop. So if someone comes to the European competition in the summer, then they definitely have to check out my shop in Budapest. It's very big. It's like, I don't know, 100 square meters full of puzzles, and I have all of the brands which are very loved. So you should definitely come. And yes?
Yeah, so that's Puzzle Garden in Budapest.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us about this puzzle. What are some of these famous landmarks from Budapest, and
yes,
why did you choose this?
So the whole idea for the brand came after my shop, because I opened my shop and there were a lot of tourists or just Hungarian people, and they wanted to do like something of Budapest, and it didn't exist. Some brands have like, you know, the typical Parliament sunset kind of Budapest puzzle, but I thought it would be nice to have something like typically Hungarian. So I don't only have this one, but I have some famous Hungarian paintings, etc. And this particular one, I designed it because I wanted to showcase there is more to Budapest than only just the Parliament building. So you can see, I don't know how it's visible. This is the Statue of Liberty in Budapest, which stands up on a hill, so it stands high up on Budapest. This is the Parliament building. This is the Matthias Church in the Castle district. This one is the first bridge in Budapest. It's a chain bridge, and these lions are very famous. They are the guardians of the bridge, so they actually stand here on the side, on the two sides of the bridge. This is also a very famous bridge. It's Liberty Bridge. This is the Heroes Square, which all the famous Hungarian kings have a statue. This is the Hungarian Basilica. And this one stands also in the Budapest Castle district. This is a Bastille. I don't know how it's called in Fisherman's Bastille. It's called in English. So yeah, that's all about it. And I also wanted to make it really colorful, and that's why you have like these sections and this little funny. It's a famous Hungarian poet's verse, and it's really funny. Like, he loves Budapest, so he was very famous for that, and he was quite of a drinker. That's why the quote on here. So yeah, that's the piece.
So is that the poem, is that split over the three boxes, or is that only one of the text boxes?
No, that's the title on the top. It's the title of the poem, and it's also just a small part of the poem, like one verse, and then here's the name, and when he wrote it, it's from 1999. So
Yeah, and so if people come to Budapest for the European Championship, and obviously they're going to be busy with the puzzle competition, but if they only have time to like visit just one or two of these sites, which ones is like a must see?
oh my God, yeah, the chain bridge, they cannot go past that, definitely. And I would also recommend going up to the Castle Hill. There is a whole district, the Castle District, and it has like very historical old buildings from the medieval times. So the Matthias Church is there, and the Fisherman's Bastion is there, and yeah, that one for sure. Hero Square is a little bit outside, but it's also in a big city, near a big city park, the biggest park in Budapest. So it's also one to see, and the Parliament building, of course. But you are going to see it from everywhere because it's on the Danube River, so you cannot miss it. These ones, I would definitely recommend.
That's lovely. So, are you a speed puzzler yourself?
Yes, I do speed puzzling, and not competition wise. It's just fun. And we were actually with my partner last year when we attended the Hungarian National Speed Puzzling Championship. We did this as a practice puzzle, and we did it in 40 minutes. So, but two of us did it together, like in a team. And it's really funny to see how other people do it. I think I found this part the hardest. I don't know why, because it's like a mirroring image. Maybe that's why. But I think it was very fun to do. Also, we are going, of course, be doing the European Championship, but it's more like fun for me. So this year on the Hungarian National Championship, I got like 1 hour 15 minutes for a 500. So I'm on the bottom. I'm on the bottom definitely, but I love it. So
will you be involved with the European Championship at all?
Yes, we are going to be involved. We are going to sell the official puzzles, which are going to be the competition puzzles. So they are going to be available with us the whole competition.
So will you have a stand where you sell puzzles at the competition or just at your shop?
At our shop, definitely. So we are going to get a little bit earlier, but top secret. So don't worry, top secret. But we are going to sell them in the shop. At the competition, I don't know yet. I don't know yet. We don't have anything fixed for that. I hope yes, that would be nice if I could have a stand, but I don't know.
Yeah, because at some championships they do have a stand where people can also buy puzzles when they're hanging around. So if you can, that would, I'm sure there'd be lots of people interested to browse some Hungarian puzzles.
Yeah, I'm trying to organize that. I'm very well with the organizers, so we will see if I can organize it.
Nora, we had a question in the chat. Do you ship to Finland?
I do.
Okay. Okay, cool.
You have to check
they
out
can...
our site, puzzlegarden.hu or EU works as well. And then I do ship to Finland. It's a little bit more expensive, but I do. So.
That's well, and all your artwork is just absolutely stunning. Like we can see it behind you, and I took a look at the website. Like it's really great stuff. What sort of things inspire you to say this is what needs to be on a puzzle, or this is like how do you make that determination?
Yeah, first of all, I like to do stuff which I also would like to do as a puzzle, of course. And the other thing is this whole brand came like more out of a necessity, you know, like people wanted to do Hungarian puzzles, and then I try to make which are connected to Hungary in some way, you know, like this this dog breed, or this dog is a very famous dog breed in Hungary, which is unique to Hungary. It's the Vizsla. Some of you might know it. And I also have some, like with this one, it's old pictures of Budapest, like old historical pictures. And I also have, this is, for example, this is a very, very hard puzzle. It's like an old map from 1884 of Budapest. But of course, on the real puzzle, you can read the street names and everything. So this is also a very fun one. But otherwise, they all just, something Hungarian related. Like, I don't know, these Hungarian paintings, which are famous paintings because a lot of people love to do painting puzzles, of course. Not the speech puzzle ones, I know, but a lot of people do. That's why.
What do you look for whenever you want to do a puzzle? Like what stands out to you as like this is a puzzle that I want to do?
Ooh, I like the colorful graphical ones, like which ones to show? I don't know. I'm sitting in my store, so I'm looking at the shelves. Which ones I like? I really like the graphical ones where there are like a little bit of sections and very colorful and distinct lines. I like those ones, I think, the most. Which I like, not too challenging, but I like the enjoyable ones a little bit more. I don't really like a big challenge. I'm not a big challenge person, so not the crypt ones or something like that. Or the challenge puzzles, no.
Yeah, not something that's gonna be a slog for the whole time. I know some puzzlers, they really like those super hard puzzles because it sort of shifts your brain into hyper focusing and just really relaxing and kind of doing that. Yeah. But there's also plenty to be said for, hey, I just want to get that endorphin bump of I'm getting pieces together very quickly here, which is great.
I'm the person. I'm definitely the person. But a lot of my buyers, it's very funny at Christmas time. A lot of my buyers come in and like, what's your hardest puzzle? I want to buy it for my puzzling friend. And I'm always like, is this a friend? Sure. So is it not an enemy? So it's very funny. And I always try to talk them out of it. Like, maybe not choose the hardest puzzle. For example, the Ravensburger Pikachu puzzle. I think that's the one currently in my store. And people come in and they say like, this is perfect. Okay.
It's like, is it for a friend? Is it for an enemy?
Yeah. Exactly. That's the case. But they like it, so.
It's for a frenemy.
Yeah, it's for a frenemy.
And then sometimes the customers come in who did a hard puzzle and say, look, I did it. Impressive, very impressive.
What do you think of you mentioned that it's interesting to see the different puzzlers' approaches on this one compared to when you did it or how you were thinking about it whenever you built it. What are you noticing compared to how you would go about it, the creator of the puzzle?
Yes, I think we definitely did like the text one, but there are some sections which are not too easy actually. I think I would definitely start with the ones who pop out, like this reddish part or this part with the sky. And I remember that this part was a little bit harder. It took us a little bit more. And like maybe this one under here, the graphical thing on the square.
Oh, okay. So doing like the gradient skies and then coming back to fill in the building.
Yes. I think that's how we did. And this one was also not too easy, like lines across. That's always a little bit harder for me when there is you don't know where it goes and it's like lines everywhere. They are doing very great. But I see that the Budapest sign, almost everyone has it already. I mean the Budapest lettering, almost everyone has it now. Oh my God!
Yeah, it's a really great contrast, and we can see that Victor is maybe about 150, maybe 200 pieces out at most at this point. Really flying ahead. I think Kati, is about 50, maybe 70 pieces behind him at this point, just with some of the other fill-in left. What do you think about Victor's process here of sort of leaving that big center hole of the statue for a little later in the puzzle?
I have to check my laptop because on the small one I cannot see it. Oh my God, Victor is very, very, very far ahead. Amazing. He's going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Caddy is also very good. I can
Yeah.
see. Yeah, she
It's-
did. She did the parliament also. She has that. There is a hole at the parliament building. I told you.
I kind of like how Victor and Kiara are inverses of each other, along with Kati, where Kiara has done that center statue but left the upper right hand building to do, whereas Victor did the upper right hand building but left the statue for later.
Yeah,
and it's kind of blitzing.
It's up to them. When I speech puzzle, I'm the most chaotic one. I just on the Hungarian competition there was like a helping person, you know, who's walking around and then checking everyone how they are doing, and then I was like very chaotic, and then I suddenly finished, and she came up to me like, how did you finish? You had like a million pieces everywhere, a million small sections, and how could you finish? And I don't know, I'm just a chaotic puzzler. I'm not doing sections, I'm doing everything. And so it was really funny that she came up to me and said like, okay. She didn't think I could finish that one. So, I really like to see them. It's so amazing. So thank you again, Michelle. It's heartwarming to see it. Really.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really inspiring for all the people who are. They have even more to look forward to when they go to Budapest in July. Yeah, so we're getting close to having a finish. So we can get back to you later, Nora. So if anybody has any questions for Nora, feel free to write them in the chat, and Nora is following along. If we have time later for more deeper interview, we can get back. But yeah, we're looking forward. Yeah, so to Nora, enjoy the action, and yeah, we'll speak with you again soon.
Okay, thank you. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah, we're coming in on the close very quickly here. Victor, I think Victor and Alejandro are in the lead at this stage. It's a little hard to tell because Alejandro has most of his pieces a little bit further from the camera, but that's a-okay because he is flying through this. But Victor, I think I can't do a perfect count, but he's well ahead at this point. I do want to point out Lenka's fantastic Star Wars shirt and lightsaber, giving her a little bit of a force power up there, which I'm just it's the days of Star Wars, so I'm gonna knock it out. Kiara doing an excellent job here. You can see that she's bouncing from left to right, trying to get those remaining purples in. I think it's mostly building this at this stage, and that can be a little difficult to discern rapidly. Kati and Kiara, I think Kiara might be slightly ahead of Kati at this point. Trying to get a look at Inga here. Inga has some pretty hefty sections remaining, but they're all differently grouped. I think they're mostly those buildings, which is a great reminder for folks that if you ever get stuck, move on to a different section and you can work on it later rather than trying to complete that entire cell inside of the collage. But Alejandro very rapidly getting that that lower left-hand corner of buildings in. You can see that instead of doing it in true portrait mode, he just left the puzzle sideways in order to work on it. Which may or may not work to his advantage here coming into the rest of the close. Victor, you can see his hands. He's picking up 1-2 pieces at a time and then moving his hands about where they're going to go and rotating each piece with his fingers rather than dropping them, picking them back up. He's so quick whenever he's working in a specific zone, and he's flying around that table very rapidly. You could see that. As we cross the hour 10 mark, that little bit of fatigue, he's starting to get a little adrenalized. You can see him jumping in his hands a little bit. Alejandro making a great comeback here. getting the rest of that building in the upper right. Alejandro is absolutely a beast whenever it comes to shape work at the close, and he is making a really strong comeback. You can see that he's using both hands to zip around left, right, gets it in, and then quickly goes back to the pile in order to grab a few more pieces. This is going to be much closer than it looks. I think Alejandro may actually be ahead of Victor at this stage. As he has all those pieces right close to him, and the holes that are left are kind of sporadic around. I think Alejandro may be jumping ahead as he can use more of the shape of the pieces in order to sink the rest of these buildings in. Victor trying to get trying to make up some lost time, but I'm not sure that he's going to be able to do it. Alejandro might be down to the last 20 pieces here. Victor down to about 30 or so. They're bouncing back and forth. Victor has that center statue done, but Alejandro already has it knocked out, so those buildings stick out a little bit better in the pieces for him right now. Alejandro down to maybe about 3-4 pieces. He gets those last 2 in, and I think he's going to be able to reach for the timer here shortly. He slaps the table, but we need to hit a timer. We need the done button from Alejandro. Is he going to hit it? Is he going to recognize it before Victor gets it in? We're still waiting. Oh no! Alejandro still needs to hit the done button, I think. Victor catching up. We're going to get those last couple of pieces in. Is he going to hit it before Victor gets those ones in?
Done.
And Alejandro, it's done. Congratulations.
Oh, congrats. And it was not far off my 1 hour 10 hour guess. Well done, Alejandro. And Victor is coming in hot just behind him. And yeah, amazing. Maybe what's the fastest time for 1 hour? I don't know. We've never really had many 1,000. That's definitely the fastest in an EJJ. The previous fastest time was 1 hour 19.
Yeah, I know. On my speed puzzling, there's a couple of thousands that look like they're under an hour, and you know the my speed puzzling is always a little difficult to track. But Victor coming in very rapidly to a close here. He's got maybe about 10 pieces remaining. I'm sure the bingo cards are lighting up right now as we finish faster than expected. Victor getting the rest of that statue built out. Now able to use the shape of the pieces to rapidly get those in. Zipping around, you can see. I love watching how quickly Victor can rotate the pieces in his hands. Not all puzzlers are great at that. They end up throwing them down, rotating their hand, and picking the piece back up. But Victor can just flick the pieces very quickly in his fingers, and he hits the done button. Congratulations, Victor! A very close second place. Well done, sir. Absolutely phenomenal job. And the race continues for the rest of the top 5 and the top 10 here. We can see Kiara and Kati finishing up. Tamar suddenly has a burst of speed, realizing that the end is in sight, really hits the gas here. And Lenka is doing an excellent job as well. We can see that a little bit of fatigue is hitting all of our puzzlers past the hour 10 mark. But Tamar seems to have found that extra bit of gas. We'll see if that's going to give her a little bit of a push to hit the hyperspeed to wrap this one up. There's a lot of purple remaining there, but Lenka seems to have been slowed down a little and is being much more methodical. We can see that Kiara has found a new burst of physicality, trying to get the rest of those browns built up in that upper left-hand side. And Emma Quirky is also doing really excellent here, trying to do some fill-in, has a lot of those building backgrounds remaining. But Lenka, Kati, and Kiara are all coming in hot for our third place slot. We can see Veronica is doing excellent. Has some more pieces over on that right-hand side that might need some catching up. Inga making some really good progress in those blues. The reflection of the light on us seems a little awkward, but because of that angle, it makes it easier for Inga to see the pieces without a ton of glare inside of them, which is really great. Lenka down to maybe about 150 pieces or so. Kati's puzzle little difficult to discern perfectly, but it seems like that central statue and then some building filled in is all that's left. Kiara has that central statue built out, but mostly other buildings. I think Kiara might be in a better position here because there's a little bit more of just pure piece, just pure shape work that she's going to be able to work out through here. Whereas Kati is going to have to grind through that center statue a little bit more. And Kiara really picking up the pace here to get these last couple of handfuls of pieces in. You can see anything she picks up at this point is going to find purchase inside of this puzzle, and she's going to be able to sink the rest of these in very, very quickly. Emma Quirky doing a really rad job. She swiped in a whole bunch of pieces onto the whiteboards, so that way she has an easier time seeing them. It looks like Kati is moving some pieces onto a puzzle board here. Trying to use that as either a discernment or get the pieces a little bit closer to where they're going to end up. Kiara getting the last of this upper left hand corner with the lamp in, and I think there's just some fill in remaining. It's a little hard to see where those gaps are going to be, but Kiara very, very doing a really great job to catch up and get a little bit ahead here. Even Kati falling a little behind. You can see that trying to build out that statue is a really tough part, and even if you do it in a different order, just that is going to be one of the trickier parts of the puzzle here. Lenka doing a big swipe in to get those pieces closer to her. You can see that extra little bit of reach can sometimes be a half a second moment, but Kiara is down to like the last 7 or 8 pieces here and might be able to lock up third place. Gets them in, hits the done button. Congratulations, Kiara, 3rd place finish.
Awesome, Kiara. That was a wonderful finish.
Very, very, very well done.
1 hour 17. Wow, these are amazing times.
Absolutely phenomenal. Well, it's really crazy to think that even a year ago, doing a 1,000-piece puzzle in under 2 hours was the highlight, was some of your fastest times. Now that's almost been cut in half with some of our speediest speed puzzlers. It's really wild how much the field has grown in the past year.
Yes.
Kati flying through to get some of the to get the rest of that statue in, and Lenka going piece for piece. And this is a situation where Kati and Lenka are pretty close. I think Kati may have the piece edge at this stage. If Lenka can do a swipe in to get those pieces closer, she may be able to use a little bit more physicality to catch up. And Emma Quirkle doing some really good catch up here. We're gonna see if she can stay in the top 10. Moving forward, but I think the next slots are between Kati and Lenka. You can see Lenka moving back and forth. I think there's only shape work left for both Kati and Lenka, but Kati has the overall piece count advantage. So it's going to be a game of who can get the physicality going. Inga you can see, has that burst of speed as she realizes the end is in sight. And that extra little bit of a second wind, giving her a buoy into the rest of the puzzle, trying to finish that edge. Kati, oh sorry,
I just want to say, Inga, finish the edge.
It's always fun whenever you're watching what people see and what people don't. Sometimes the edges blend in with the table or the other pieces, especially whenever you scooch them all close together. And that's why, again, there's always these trade-offs in speed puzzling. Yes, the pieces are closer together so you can get to them easier, but it's also sometimes harder to see where one piece ends and another begins, and getting those extra edges out can be a little tricky. So figuring out how that's going to go is pretty wild.
I just wanted to mention that Lenka and Kati have the same gaps. So they've both got little gaps, little holes, all in the same places in the browns. The brown of the sunset, the brown of the parliamentary buildings, and the brown of the lion. So just interesting to see that they're both finishing on the same spot.
Yeah, it's really wild, and they're both very close to each other. Lenka made some excellent progress in the back half here. I think Kati may still have a piece advantage. I can't quite see how many are left. She might be down to the last 20 or so. Lenka not too far behind with the last 30. You can see Lenka gets that speed puzzler second win and is very quickly picking up pieces with both her left hand and right hand. Kati is now going back to the two-handed mode. You can see that she's very quickly moving around the entire puzzle and then zeroing in on where they're going to live. Has maybe about 10 pieces left. Lenka has about the same number of pieces, but they're split out a little bit further across the entire puzzle. Kati might have this locked up for a solid 4th place finish, down to the last 2 pieces, and Kati is going to run over and hit the done button. There it is. Congratulations, Kati. And Lenka is maybe about 4 or 5 pieces behind Kati at this stage. Really, really phenomenal job to be right on top of each other like that. And Lenka hits the button. Congratulations. Just over an hour 21, Lenka. Absolutely phenomenal job. This is really, really fantastic puzzling by everybody today. We can see Emma Quirkle coming into the finish. I think she has maybe about 10 pieces remaining. It is going to be able to lock up a solid 6th place finish with Inga putting on the thrusters behind. But Emma coming into a solid finish, gets the last piece in, runs over. Oh no, it's the camera. We may have a technical malfunction on Emma's image here. Is she going to be able to get the done message in?
Oh, yes. There we go. Emma takes 6th place.
There it is. Okay. There it is. Congratulations, Emma. Very, very well done. So there's still 4 more slots for our top 10 in this solo 1,000 Euro Jigsaw Jam puzzle. This absolutely beautiful Budapest collage. I think it's a really stunning image. We can see that Verena and Inga are doing excellent. Inga trying to get the rest of the pieces that are on that left-hand side. It might be a thing where the extra bit of reach across the puzzle adds up over time. But if they're grouped really well, it's going to make her life easier. Veronica also coming into the close here. Tobias has that big statue in the middle and several of the buildings left remaining. I think Tobias is slightly behind Vicki at this stage. Vicki has separated out some of those blues from the browns in order to get the buildings and those sky bits figured out. And she's going to be it's going to be fun to see which group of pieces she kind of guns for here coming into the close. Tamar using the power of Grogu to get just a few more pieces in. We can see that Tamar has completed several cells and has two major ones, and then a handful of pieces that are scattered throughout. But Inga hitting the thrusters here and really trying to get the rest of this in. That left-hand side with the browns might be giving her a little bit more trouble than she was expecting. We can see she's now using both hands to get pieces in, using her left hand to hold a piece and then pitch it over to her right to get it in. A really cool tactic, and Inga is so good with gradients, which is why she's knocked out a lot of the rest of that. But remaining in are these darker pieces, that exist on there. But I think Inga's going to be able to lock up the next slot unless somebody further down sinks in behind. But Inga may be about 30 pieces out at this stage. Vicki is doing a really excellent job separating out that sky from the brown. It looks like she's decided to finish up on those brown buildings, and Tamara is making a big play here. We know that muddy water section can go pretty quickly for a lot of the other puzzlers, along with that written wording at the very, very top. So she's going to be making a pretty quick push here. Laura has several pieces inside of the puzzle. Hopefully she's going to be able to work them out a little bit rapidly into that section that's on the right hand side. So that way she doesn't end up with a blocked box, but she's doing an excellent job. Inga coming in, I think there's maybe about 15 pieces remaining, moving really, really fast. You can see that she wants to make sure that she gets that next slot. We're going to see if Inga or Ellen takes home the next the sister competition prize here. as they rapidly come into the close, you can see Inga, her hands a little bit excited, has a little bit of that adrenaline hit. Not many people know how much that adrenaline can affect you once you're really at pace. But Inga only has maybe about 3 pieces remaining. They're just sitting on top of the puzzle, just has to sink them in, moving very rapidly. Get the last ones in. Go Inga, we believe in you. She hits it. Now just needs to hit the done button. Oh, there's a piece down on the floor. She gets it, hits the done button. Congratulations, Inga. Very well done.
So even the top puzzlers have issues with a missing piece in the bag. So, so Inga takes out 7th, just at 1 hour and 25 minutes. Amazing times here. And yeah, looks like Laura and Tamar will be chasing the 8th spot.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull them up at this stage. It looks like Tamar only has maybe about 30 pieces remaining. I can't get a good count on this. But Tamar is coming into a screaming finish. She's just got to do this trench run of that poem at the top. Those words might help her successfully build out that section, but it seems like she's going from the bottom up, trying to almost act like a typewriter across to get those last couple of pieces in. And this is where you can see having those pieces real close together can sometimes make the difference between, are you seeing the end of the piece or the start of the next one? And you can see that Tamar is rotating those pieces very quickly on her fingertips, trying to get those last ones in. Verena doing an excellent job trying to do some extra fill-in. She's down to maybe about 70 pieces or so that are a little split out. Vicki doing an excellent job. Has the statue and that upper left-hand side of sky remaining. Tamar down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe about 15 pieces or so. Just needs to squeeze them a little bit more, sort of like a trash compactor on a Death Star. Just try to get those last little bits of one in. Do the magic hand thing here, Tamar, and get those ones in. Laura, so fast getting that right hand side with those blues in, using that gradient to Laura's advantage to get those buildings. To get those buildings set, that early sort paying off in order to get those in. Very well done. And Tamar comes into the close, gets that last piece in, hits the done button. There it is. Congratulations, Tamar. Very well done.
8th place.
Another top 10 finish.
8th place to Tamar. So let's do a recap. Alejandro, Victor, Chiara, Kati, Lenka, Emma, Inga, Tamar. And still 2 places left in the top 10. And looks like Vicki is chasing that top 10 spot. Go, Vicki, go!
Vicki rotating the entire puzzle in order to get better access really made some excellent an excellent catch up getting those browns in, and now only has that gradient blue sky remaining. And you can see that rotating that whole puzzle to get easier access might have been a great move here, because now she can just very quickly typewriter in. She's not going to lose extra time physically having to transfer the pieces across the table to get them where they're going to go. She's trying to get that line across the middle, so now it's only shape work remaining in order to get the rest in. She has maybe about 9 pieces left. Is she going to be able to lock up the 9th place slot? Laura working in on that center statue, that real difficult part of the puzzle with a lot of duplication in there. Vicki, that adrenaline hitting, slowing her down just a little bit, but she only has about 4 pieces remaining. 3, gets that last one. 2, 1 more, Vicki. Come on, the ring's yours. Congratulations, Vicki. Very well done. A top 10 finish.
Oh, that's awesome. Go, Vicki. So SJ just pointed out in the comments, did Ellen beat Inga this time? And I'm just checking. Ellen's time was 1 hour 27 minutes.
The top 10. Congratulations, Veronica. Very well done. That was a great finish.
Yeah, well done to Veronica. So I'm not sure if Ellen beat Inga this time, but let's say they were really close. We'll
very close.
Yeah.
You know, a dyad in the force is always going to be about even when it comes to speed puzzling. And Laura is coming into the final couple of handfuls of pieces. Just needs to finish up that center statue. And then we'll lock up a top 15 slot. Let's keep in mind, these have all been under like an hour 35 so far, which is wild to have that many speed puzzlers this fast on a Sunday morning of speed puzzling. Really, really great. Laura has maybe about 5 pieces remaining. Trying to rotate them in. You can see she's using both hands to position and shift left, right, trying to get them in. Just only 2 more pieces, 3 more pieces in, gets that 1, 2, 3. There's the last one. Now she's just got to get to the done button. Can she do it? Hits the button. Congratulations.
So another
Well done, Laura.
another Hungarian. Go Hungary. And I've just added Daria to the screen, and she's just got like less than 20 pieces left. She's doing amazing. Just got little gaps of purple to fill in, purples and grays, but doing an amazing job there.
Oh yeah, Daria is finishing strong. Suzanne also in the play. I think Verena might be a little behind at this point. Daria coming into the next slot. Tobias and Kyle Kosen are pretty close in overall piece count. It's also kind of fun. You can see that they both have those blue sections remaining for themselves. Tobias might be slightly ahead piece-wise, but I know Kyle has a fast close whenever he's booking. You know, trying to do a puzzle at now 3:30 in the morning is gonna be a grind. Tobias has the piece count advantage here. Daria coming into the last 7 or 8 pieces is going to be able to close this out. Mona and Suzanne also doing well. We're starting to see the waves of puzzlers finish. Really, really impressive to be able to get any sort of 1,000-piece puzzle done under 2 hours, let alone so close to the hour 30 mark. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, I thought Daria was close to finishing, but she finished off her little block at the bottom, but she still had another pile of pieces. But this is going to go fast. She's got the top right-hand sky to do. There's a bit of cloud in there, and there's also a gradient, so that's going to be a really fast close. So great to see her finish off this one, and unless anyone jumps up, surprisingly, she's going to take out 12th place.
Yeah, Kyle has a bunch of cheering in the chat right now for him. Congratulations to Emma as well going on. But this is going to be really close. And Daria hits the button. Congratulations, Daria! A fantastic finish.
I mean, look at this. It's 1 hour and 33 minutes, and 12 people have finished 1,000 pieces already. Like, this is really amazing. Like, you know, the average people take like a week to finish 1,000 pieces, and you guys can just, you know, do it in 90 minutes. So but yeah, we're going to have some finishes again. Here comes Verena taking out 13th. Good job, Verena.
Well done.
So I think it's a good time to bring in Alejandro, our first place for today. You can turn your camera and mic on, Alejandro.
Hi.
Hi, Alejandro. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you used to, have you done many 1,000-piece competitions before?
Not really. I remember one that I did when I was in a holiday trip with my girlfriend, and I had to do it on a bed, like because I had not a table.
Yes, on the mattress. Yes, that's right.
Exactly.
The one where you were bending down like this to do it.
The worst competition I've ever done because my back was hurt so much. But yeah, today I had the possibility to do it at home, so much better. I quite enjoyed a lot because it was a beautiful puzzle. Your choice is really well for this type of competitions because finding a 1,000-piece puzzle for the speed puzzling is not easy, I believe. And I like a lot.
No, it's really, really great. Tell us a little bit about what you were thinking whenever the puzzle first came out.
Well, I had clear ideas that there is going to be like easy path because there were different the labels with the different colors. Also some regions, some skies that has specific colors and could help to sort. And I also know that maybe all the buildings that has brown, purple, these more black colors could be the last part and maybe the trickiest one. But when I was assembling and I had only the some holes of some buildings, it was quite easy to sorting them, and I believe that was a really nice puzzle, and I had the feeling that I never stopped to put pieces.
That it's really great, and it's always difficult to sort of discern early on what the best strategies are. So it's fun that like out the gate you were like, this is the objective, here's how I'm going to set it up. It was also interesting that you went for it sideways, to do it landscape style, even though it's set up, portrait wise. Whenever you see something like that, is it harder to do it in landscape because you're used to seeing it, or do you just treat it as abstract blocks of different images or colors?
Yeah, I try to do like different images in this sense. I today use the same strategy, like a 500-piece puzzle. So not to sort everything from the beginning. Instead of that, start thinking about which type of sky, which type of label I will do it, sorting them, and then when I almost finish, go to the next one. So yeah, I try to differentiate all the possible regions that I could sort.
That's wonderful. Today's theme is about gratitude. Tell me a little bit about how your parents help with your speech puzzle, because you put a note in here. You just my parents. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a good day because my parents were doing a puzzle at home and they were watching the stream, so watching in the TV, the YouTube that was mentioned. They don't understand anything of English, but at least some comments that you, Jim, Michelle, Don, sometimes they know they are talking about Alejandro, and of course they are following the images and they can know how it's going on. And today is it's here in Spain. I don't know if in the rest of countries it's today the Day of the Mother. I believe it's only here.
Oh, it's Mother's Day. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, in Germany we have it next weekend.
Next weekend. So I call them. I congrats them for her day, and I'm so happy to have them here because they have helped me a lot with the competitions. I have not car, so I have not licensed car. And in this way, they are always the first ones to say, okay, don't worry, we can go to this place, we will go, they come with me. And yeah, that's something really special. And yeah, I have also in this sense, the lucky that since my first championship, I already say that, but my mom have never done puzzles. And since my first championship, I inscribed my mom and my dad to a competition, and she loved it, and they are doing puzzles every weekend. So in this sense, we have the puzzles that are something that we share, and that makes it more special.
That's really lovely. Is there do you puzzle differently with your parents than you do whenever you're just doing your own solo run?
Yeah, sure. When I'm with them, I've done some competitions in teams because my parents always participate together in pairs. Well, I remember I did a pair competition with my mom 2 years ago here in Barcelona. The strategy is quite different because in this sense, I try to sort all the possible and do different sorting for her and say, okay, start with that part, then the other one, and I try to always let them to do the more easy part, and in this sense I do the difficult ones that in a real competition, it's something that you are not usually you don't use this type of strategy to start with the difficult part because you can have some blocks, and the time can be really bad. But no, I try to, when I'm with them, I try to sorting and do all the sort for them and let them to do the more easy part that they enjoyed a lot, and then we can do it really well.
It's so cool, and I'm really glad that you have ways of you found a way to still puzzle with them. I know some people they find it difficult to puzzle with family that's not like active speed puzzlers. They just enjoy the thing. So it's fun that you're able to find that space with them and still you guys can all be supportive of each other, which is really excellent.
Exactly.
If you want, the floor is yours. Is there anything you want to say directly to your mom or dad or?
Well,
if they're watching, they know that we're talking about them.
They know that they are everything for me. So they have the most important role in my life. I'm only a child, so that's it. Our relationship is modeled especially in this way because we are free. And in this sense, I only can say thanks to be as they are. And I really hope that we can keep enjoying and sharing not only puzzling, but other activities so many years.
That's really lovely. I hope your parents know how much you are adored and look up to in the speed puzzling community, because you're just a genuinely kind person, and I hope more and more speed puzzlers end up being like Alejandro, just wonderful human beings, even though they already are. It's just excellent. So my to you is
thank you.
In general.
Thank you so much.
What all do you have going on in your life the rest of today?
Well, today I will go out with my girlfriend. I don't know. We will do some plans. Maybe the day it's not so beautiful today. It's not so sunny, but maybe we walk a little bit. I have to finish one thing of work that maybe takes me 1 hour, not more. I hope that maybe this afternoon we will watch a movie. I don't know if she told me that maybe she wants to do a puzzle. So who knows? Maybe we can do a 500 puzzle together. Yeah, she's telling me that she wants. And that will be our day. Finishing the day, we always make some dinner and watch a TV, and that's the end of the day.
That sounds absolutely lovely. I will suggest, given that it's a holiday, there are some good Star Wars movies that are perfectly optional. Just gonna quick plug on that. But congratulations, Alejandro, and to your parents, and very, very well done today. And I hope you have a good rest of your weekend.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Alejandro. Bye.
Good weekend. Bye.
All right, we just had we've had several finishes now. Let's catch up. So we've had 23 finishes. The last finishes, we had then Mona, Kyle, Lena, Amelia, and Karina. Fantastic. And 1 hour 44. Well, we're not even close to like the 2 hour mark. This is amazing. 23 finishes already. So who knows? Maybe we'll get the top 30 under 2 hours or perhaps more.
It's absolutely phenomenal. And I'm going to tell Kyle right now, go get some sleep. You've earned it. And for the folks in the chat that were rooting Kyle on, feel free to keep hanging out and hanging and in the chat, or get a nap. I don't know what time it is where you live.
All right, so second place today was Victor. So Victor, come and join us. And
hello.
Hey, Victor. So yeah, how did you enjoy today's puzzle?
I really, really liked it, and I didn't think I would, because there are a lot of different skies, and we all know how I think about skies. But there was a lot of buildings as well, and this is what I love. So once I was done with the skies, I mean mostly, then the buildings were much easier for me, and they were really fast at the very end. And also, I kind of did something different than I would normally do, and I went for firstly the skies, and then in between the solid sections, which was very weird for me. But I was like, I can sort them out, so maybe I can try to do them. And like each of them was easy enough that I was like, okay, I think I can do that. And then it will help me with other things and to like connect different bits on the puzzle. So I'm really happy with the puzzle, with result. I think it was like almost or more than 10 minutes of my PR or first try on 1,000 pieces. So I'm very happy.
Congrats! That's amazing. Oh wow, yeah. So I mean, how does it feel to get a PR on 1,000 in a competition?
Nice. First of all, the fact that it's not Ravensburger, it's even more like special for me because Ravensburgers are more familiar to me, and the piece cut is more kind of I'm more accustomed to that. And so with this, I was very surprised, and I agree with what Alejandro said about his experience, that I never really had a moment that I was like, I don't know what to do because I got stuck. Like everything that I took just went in almost immediately. And even if it didn't, I just had so many different things to sort out again. So like there was never a time of like nothing. Yeah, it was interesting, and I didn't really feel like I was doing a PR. I mean, I felt really fast, but not as fast. And also, I didn't look at the timer, although I set up the timer. And I think I only looked at it when I was done with the edge, and I was like, good enough. And I didn't look at it again.
Well, and that can it sounds like you were in a little bit of flow state of just going fast and not really thinking about any of the outside parameters. You were just like, well, here's the next thing, here's the next project, here's the next to do, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I didn't listen to the commentary this time because I know that I'm kind of expecting myself to not do as well with 1,000 pieces than with the 500 pieces. So I think both of the times that I did the 1,000 pieces in EJJs, I was in top 10, but I was never on the podium. So I was like, okay, maybe the fact like everything combined just causes me to like stress out and not be able to like puzzle as fast as I normally am. So I decided to not listen to it, and I think it did wonders because I didn't know what was happening, and I didn't because I was expecting to know that this person is finishing and this one is finishing, and I was like, I'm not.
No, it's great. I think it's really cool that you're figuring out what sort of things cause you to stress out and slow down, and then making adjustments for it. And figuring out how to get around it. I know there's lots of people that don't listen to the commentary while they're puzzling. I don't blame them. I make some funny noises occasionally, and it can be distracting to hear how other people are doing. And So it's really fun that we're able to do the commentary for folks that are watching live and not doing the puzzle, or that are gonna follow up with it later and sort of see how they did. It's really fun in a lot of different ways. But I don't blame you for not listening to the commentary while it's on.
I'm on and off with the commentary thing. Like last time I did listen to it, so it just keeps changing. And when I am asked in the interview if I am listening to the commentary or not, I'm like, yes, I am. No, I'm not. And it's like, what day you catch me?
Yeah. Well, I know one thing that doesn't matter which day you're caught on, and that's how well you get along with people and how many people look up to you. And we've talked about how today's theme is gratitude. I'm thankful for you because you are just a wonderful human and are so helpful for so many people. But in your note, you had a lot of people you wanted to give shout outs to. So go ahead and give the shout outs and tell us a little bit about everybody.
Oh, this is putting me on a spot, and I will forget people that I wanted to mention. And I was like sitting there, like going through my notes, and like, okay, this person. Now I will forget. So maybe the first one that I mainly wanted to give a shout out to is my sister, because like my speed puzzling journey and kind of like intense interest in puzzling started again around the COVID. So we were sitting in the same room because we my siblings and I are like, there's 3 of us, and we, for the most part of our lives, we lived in the same room because we were living in an apartment. So like years later, when my brother was studying and working in a different place, there was only 2 of us, and I remember I was just watching videos of current puzzles, and not even those speed puzzling ones, but like all of them. And my sister was always in the room, and at some point I started being interested in the speed puzzling. I remember that I bought the first puzzles. It was like Truffles and Castellans, and I was trying them out in this apartment here in Krakow, like by myself. And when I got home, I brought some Ravensburgers, and I asked her if she wanted to do like pair puzzling with me, although she was never doing speed puzzling, and I was doing for like 2 weeks. And so we did like 500 pieces, 1,000 pieces. Yeah, that was a long time ago. I think our times on like 1,000 pieces was like 1 hour and 50. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but my sister is also really good with puzzling. Although she doesn't want to do them. It's a pattern with people I know. Maybe it's just the Polish lineage. I don't know.
Were they very good at the thing, but they don't want to do the competitions?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and also she is always listening to whatever I have to say about speed puzzling, and like about my times, about different people that this person did that and something like this. She's always very interested and focused on what I'm saying. So she knows everyone. She knows who the Czech queens are. She knows who is Alejandro. She knows Kristin. She knows all of different people from Finland. She can recognize Emilia from Emilia. Like there are so many different things. So biggest shout out to her. And I think I will stop with that. But there are many, many people that I would also give a shout out to, but I will forget, so I don't want to embarrass myself.
No, it's really cool that the community is so big that there's so many people to be excited about and thankful for and that kind of thing. But that's really cool that you have that kind of relationship with your sister, and that your sister, you know, even if she's not taking part in the competitions, cares about you and the stuff that you're excited about, to know all those things. That's really, really cool. Do you ever like get into like strategy consults with her? Is she like watching you puzzle and going, haha, this kind of thing?
Yes.
That's awesome.
She's full in. she was the first person with my mom that I asked to do this kind of watch me when I puzzle and try to like say and tell me something that I don't know about myself. And yeah, my mom doesn't really know much about speed puzzling. My sister, by default and indoctrination, knows more. So it was really nice to listen to them and to know what is going on and what I should work on. And there was valuable stuff in those notes and advice. So this was really fun. But also, I don't know if I can call it consulting, but like I sometimes have to vent about the different things that I just imagined in my head that I would like to try and do. And she also gives me feedback of what she thinks is going to work and not. Yeah, but mainly she's listening, and that's a lot because I talk a lot.
Hardly, Victor. You're one of the most quiet people that I know. I'm just picking. No, it's really cool that you have a sounding board to like bounce ideas off of. I know a lot of people where if they're in speed puzzling but the rest of their family isn't, there can be a little bit of friction in terms of being really excited and them going, yeah, that's great, but not like diving full in. So that's really sweet that your sister is all in there with you and that level of support, which is really cool.
Also, going back, I want to give shout out to my parents as well, because they are watching every single competition, every single one. And they don't really understand English. But my mom started learning English because she wants to understand what is being said.
Oh, that's wonderful. Hopefully, I'm not throwing her off too much. whenever I'm in. I know some of the other commentators are multilingual and can do a lot more. But that's very sweet of her.
Yeah.
Is there anything in Polish that I could say as like thank you to them?
I mean, we have one word for thank you.
Okay, hit me. I'll see if I can if I do it.
It's very Polish.
Okay.
So it's dziękuję.
Dziękuję.
Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that. That's perfect.
So dziękuję to Victor's family. That's the.
Now I have to teach you how to pronounce my surname.
That's
not
next
here,
step.
but later.
Yeah, we can do that separately. I don't want to embarrass you too badly. But that's really wonderful. What do you have going on the rest of today, the rest of the week?
I don't know. Probably I will do some things for my studies, because yesterday was the day for basically cleaning up the apartment and everything. So I spent a lot of time on that. And also I did 2 1,000 pieces to like warm up more or less before today.
I love that your idea of warm up is 2 1,000 piece puzzles, Victor.
Well, I'm not sorry.
Sorry, I said I love it. It's amazing. It's one of the reasons you're one of the top puzzlers in the world, right there.
Yeah. But I'm still on like puzzling break, right? So it doesn't count. Warm-ups doesn't count. So if I do 500 pieces for warm-up, it's a warm-up. It's not a
Okay.
trick.
Gotcha. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so get some studies done. Anything else you got going on?
Mm-hmm. Then, oh yeah, next week on the weekends, we are going to have Ravensburger competition in Poland
Oh, lovely.
for the first time ever. I mean, like the big one, because we had some small ones in, I don't even remember where, but there were some. I think there were mainly like maybe 3 competitions for pairs with some fun puzzles actually. And now we are going to have an event with individuals, pairs, and teams. So I know many very good people from Poland are going there. I know Christian is going, and I know that Jagoda is coming.
Oh, fun, yeah.
And I am pairing up with her for this.
Oh, wow.
And for the teams, so it will be very fun.
That's gonna be really fun to keep track of. And I know the Canadian nationals are this weekend, and everybody's watching that. And is it the Polish nationals next week, or is it just a big event? I think it's.
No, it's just the big event.
Okay.
In our nationals, we are not going to have Ravensburgers. We will have truffles.
Okay.
And also about the Canadian nationals, like those puzzles were awesome. I loved them. By the way, Michelle, I'm waiting for a 1,000-piece puzzle with a landscape. I'm waiting. I pray that someday it will appear.
Well, you're going to get plenty of those in the team competitions at World. I don't think they make the best for a solo competition. Maybe for 4 people. It's hard to. I'm using all the fun and fun puzzles for 1,000 pieces, but I'll keep that in mind, Victor.
You are mean to my landscapes. They are fun too.
Well, what if there's a collage of 10 landscapes? Maybe I would consider it if I found something like that.
That would be nice.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Victor, and congratulations on a super fast time today for 1,000 pieces. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Thank you, and see you.
Bye.
See you later. Congrats.
Bye.
So we just crossed the 2-hour mark, and we're up to about 36 finishes.
That's amazing.
No, 39 finishes. 39 finishes. And keep in mind, we also will combine the results with the flex people. There weren't that many flex participations, but there were a few under the 2-hour mark. So, yeah, so possibly 42, 43 people have finished already at 2 hours and 3 minutes. So a really impressive start, but everyone's going strong. So, yeah, don't lose heart if you're only halfway through. We've still got plenty of time. We've still got, almost 90 minutes left to go. So on screen right now, we have Maya, Smilla, Taya, Rika, and Jonathan. Rika and Jonathan about to put in their last
Rika's
pieces.
Very, very close. Go on, finish. Get those last couple in. Keep it under. There we go. Congratulations, Rika.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So let's bring in our third place for today, Kiara, if you're still there. Let's have a little chat. Well done, Jonathan. Hi, Kiara.
Hi, Michelle.
Yeah, so is that one of your fastest times for 1,000 pieces?
I think it is my fastest time, yes, because my previous fastest time was here in the AJJ when we did the Sunshine puzzle. And yeah, that was 1:19 and something. I went to look earlier because I wondered whether this was my fastest time. So definitely.
Well, congratulations. That's huge.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you were 5 minutes behind Alejandro, and Alejandro was 1 hour and 12, so about 1 hour 17.
Yeah,
Yeah?
you said that in the live stream. Well, I don't remember which one of the YouTube, but one of you in the live stream said 117 after I was done.
Okay.
And so I knew that it was around then.
Yeah, so what was your reaction to this? I mean, you're pretty good at Sky. Was this something right up your alley?
I think it was. Actually, like when I saw it, I thought, oh, this is a fun puzzle. It's not going to be so great to speed. I don't know. Like it looked like it was more same colors, or like at first glance from the box, it didn't seem that colorful. And then as soon as I started, like I changed my mind. But from the box, I was a bit afraid. Let's put it like that, with the various sections, and it seemed very brown, but there was no brown at all in the end.
Oh, there wasn't any brown. Some of it looked a little brown.
Not really. Like there's a lot of purple, like grays, and there's some buildings, but even the buildings are like beige.
Oh, okay.
Like pink beige, not brown. I think, yeah, there's almost no brown. And like brown is a color that I don't like. So I like I think the box has like less bright colors than the actual puzzle. The puzzle is nicer. Or
That's so cool. Usually with a lot of puzzle it goes the other way, where the image on the box is really bright and then the pieces themselves are a little dark. That's so cool that it flips the other way.
yeah. Or at least that's how it felt. Maybe I was just, looking at it and being scared at the beginning, and it's just my impressions and not reality. But yeah, it felt nicer on the pieces than like on the box to me.
From a certain point of view. Sorry, I couldn't resist. So yeah, tell us a little bit about how you went about this puzzle.
Let me see if I remember. I did the edge first, and then I went for like patches of color that I recognized. Like I did the red part of the sky down in the corner, but not the whole sky, just the red. And then I went for the green writing. That's like it was calling to me already from the box. So I thought I'm gonna pull it out first, and then I did end up pulling it out first. And I think I did the blue parts after. So Budapest and the top part of that red sky, because they are similar. So I pulled those out together. And then I did the other blue sky, the dark blue in the right bottom corner, because that was also standing out a lot. While I was pulling out the brighter blue, I noticed that was very easy to recognize. So I did all that. And then I'm not sure, but I think I did the white writings, and then the image with the bridge, the one that looks a bit like Brooklyn's bridge. I know it's not, obviously, it's Budapest, but to describe it, there is that bridge in the middle there.
Well, Chiara, when I was doing the puzzle, I also, in my mind, called it the Brooklyn Bridge.
Okay, now I feel a bit less. It's what makes you think of it, right? Like that's more recognizable. I know that. Like I don't know Budapest.
Yeah, because of the two bridges, one is more stone and the other one is more like wiry with a metal structure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I've we've all done it whenever we're puzzling. You name things, whatever your brain first attaches to it, whether that is what it is or not. Like you'll be working on something that you're like, this is spaghetti. Oh, it's somebody's hair, right? Like the naming scheme isn't as important while you're doing the thing as it is later, which is fun. Yeah. So, was it surprising to have a portrait 1,000-piece puzzle as a portrait style versus it being set up landscape wise?
No, like I don't know, like I heard the scream, etc., but like it didn't bother me at all. It's like, oh, it's vertical, okay, that's it, fine. It was a bit surprising, like how big it was. I think I wasn't like sure how big it was while I was building the edge at the beginning. Like I kept pushing the box further away from me because I had the box on top of the puzzle, and like at the beginning it didn't fit, and then I pushed it up a couple of times. But it didn't really bother me. It was fine. And actually, you can stay closer to the pile of pieces having it vertical instead of horizontal. So no, I think it's fine. Like when it's horizontal, you have more room to slide pieces on top of it, and vertical, it's just closer from the beginning. Now I do wonder whether this was the fastest times for a lot of us, also because it's vertical and the pieces are closer to the puzzle.
Yeah, there's a good chance because it cuts down on the transfer time to the far side. Yeah, there's always going to be those trade-offs. I think if somebody's not used to doing things in that vertical orientation, that might throw them off a little bit more than what they're used to. But from a physical sense, yeah, totally reasonable that would be faster going left to right that way.
I think it also depends on the piece cut. Like with Ravensburger, like it bothers me more when it's vertical because the pieces tend to like have a direction. Like you can tell like what side is like the horizontal and what is vertical, and like I'm just more used to them being horizontal. Sorry for the cat. And then that confuses my brain a bit. Like when I'm doing a vertical puzzle, like I try placing the pieces in the wrong direction because like I automatically flip them towards the image needs to be right.
A little wider whenever they're on the like long side and a little bit shorter when they're on the short. Yeah.
Exactly. So I do get not confused, but like sometimes I do notice that I did that and like that slowed me down because I couldn't fit the piece in because I just had it the wrong side. Well, I think with this cat, either I know the cat a little bit less or they are more square. I think they are a bit more square than rectangular. And then like it doesn't really matter whether the puzzle is vertical or horizontal because you don't get confused by the
It may even be an advantage that because you don't know the cut super duper well on this one, that you couldn't get confused by it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because I don't know the cat super well or if it's also because it's more square. I think a mix of both, probably.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool. How did it? I know a lot of people whenever they reach, sort of halfway through a puzzle, there's like that lag. How do you stay focused for over an hour working on one of these so fast?
I think the focus is easy. I don't have a trick for that. I just think it comes from having done puzzles for many hours in a row, like so much in my life. It just like you keep the focus. What I struggle with still, and it's like keeping up the speed. Like midway through, I was still focused, I was still very organized, I was doing what I was doing and like continuing. I never got stuck, but I definitely got slower. And yeah, I don't have a trick or a solution for that yet. But I did notice that, and well, like you mentioning it, like helped me a bit because at least I started telling myself, no, go back to being fast because like why are you slow and like not like using both your hands and like moving fast anymore. But it didn't fully work, so that helped a bit. So I guess just remind yourself of that is what helps.
Yeah, it's always tricky whenever you're actually doing the puzzling because you're juggling, 5-6 different thoughts at the same time. So it's really amazing, and you are so blazing fast. What are you thinking about whenever you come into like that last, 30-40 pieces or so, and it's just pure shape work that you got to get done? Are you like saying anything to yourself? Are you using a mantra, or are you just very mechanically, this one goes here, this one goes here?
I'm a bit mechanically, a bit like I try to remind myself of, not slow down, or like one thing that I was telling myself is, yes, use also like pick that up with the left hand and like just do it, put it in. Like don't look at where you're going because like where it goes. Like don't look there, look at the next piece. And like I do repeat that to myself a lot internally. Like I'm telling myself a lot to use my left hand. Like that's the main thing that I'm trying to work on a bit, because I know that that could help me a lot. And like I tend to puzzle with a single hand apart from flipping and like picking up pieces. So that's a thing that I keep repeating to myself.
That's really cool. Well, today's big theme is gratitude. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Too many people, which is why I also didn't fill in the form. But like the main person that I'm grateful to for all of this journey is my husband. And I know that I've mentioned him before, but without him, like I wouldn't have gone to Worlds. Like I didn't know anybody at the beginning, and you know, he puzzled with me so many times just out of love. And I'm really grateful to him for having supported me now, but also like in particularly at the beginning, because without him, I wouldn't have done any of this probably.
That's really fun. Oh, and just as a quick side note, I don't think you have to you have to worry about people feeling like left off or anything. There are so many people to be excited for and thankful for. You know, it's kind of like at the Academy Awards where they're like, here, who do you want to say it? Like, and there's always some people that it's not that anybody's forgot. There's just not all the time in the world to say thanks to every single person. So it's really cool that that your husband supports you and everything. Do you guys still get to puzzle together?
Well, I theoretically no. I told him that he was like off and like didn't have to puzzle anymore. But sometimes we do HJs together. It depends like how it works out. If I have the puzzle one and like it doesn't work out to meet up with someone, then like he still does them with me. And actually like in 2 weeks, like he's coming with me to the Italian Nationals. So he is going to do the pair competition and team competition with me.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So well, I know sometimes whenever I puzzle with Mari, I tell her that I'm just riding her coattails, you know, because like I have all the theory and I coach and stuff like that, but I don't practice my physicality all that much.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do that. Does he ever does he ever sort of say, you got this one, Kiara, I'm just gonna sit over here and
No, he puts in a lot of effort, but like it's very different to puzzle with him than puzzling, for example, with Cathy. Like when I'm with him, like, yes, I'm the puzzler. He also doesn't enjoy it. So he does a lot of sorting for me. Like he does all of the sorting. And like, that's what he spends most of the time doing. And even in teams, like he's an amazing sorter. He's good at that and organizing things. And, you know, he will do a lot of that and then also puzzle. But as long as there's something to do with the sorting, like he enjoys that much more. And so he does that a lot. And yeah, I think he's doing it just for me. And I'm really grateful.
that's absolutely wonderful. Well, Kiara, what all do you have going on in your life? What's exciting that you want to share with the puzzle world?
Well, there's just the usual thing, like all of these puzzle competitions that like are taking up a lot of my time outside of work. There's also Cathy's competition next weekend, so both of next weekends are going to be puzzle competitions. And then now I'm excited to see all of the sites in Budapest in July. Thank you for the, tourist guide.
Yes. That's awesome. Thanks so much, Kiara. And yeah, congrats on a super fast time and personal best today.
Thank you. Thank you for organizing as always.
You're welcome. Bye. So everyone is doing amazing. We're at 2 hours and 19 minutes and I'm going to stop counting now. We're over 50 people. On screen right now we have Jessica, who's just got the last 10 pieces to go. We also have Catherine Beck, Maria TB, Aaron and Matthias working solidly there. Yeah, so I'd like to bring in Tammy to have a chat with us. We haven't I think it was like she was one of my first interviewees almost a year ago. And yeah, I'd love to hear what she thought of the puzzle today, and also what else has been going on. I'm just
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. I just have to put you on screen.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, so start by telling us your reaction to the puzzle today.
I mean, it was fun. It was really pretty. And the funny thing about it, when I was doing it, I was thinking about the one and only time I've been to Budapest. It was for the first time I entered in the World Escape Room Championships.
Oh, wow.
Because Budapest actually had one of the world's first escape rooms. So when the World Championships was started, they decided to hold it in Budapest. So it's kind of like my two worlds colliding.
That's awesome.
Absolutely amazing. I have so many questions about that. Namely, being how do you have a competition for escape rooms if the goal is to just get out of the room?
Basically, for the competition, they built a custom room and they ran all 22 teams through it one at a time. And basically, the team that was the fastest won.
Oh, okay.
So I was on Team USA, and we didn't win. I think we came in like middle of the pack, but we were one of the oldest teams. It was amazing because it was like there were teams like 20-year-olds, and my team was middle-aged people, I guess.
That's really impressive. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Do you get to? Are you doing like a ton of escape rooms? Like I know that, but not everybody watching these knows things about you. So
I still do. Yes, I've done over 600 now. I just did one earlier this evening. I mean, it's 3 a.m. now here in California.
What? 600 escape rooms?
Well, I've been doing it for about 10 years now. So.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that was such a big thing. I had in my mind that you had done 27 escape rooms. So I'm grossly underestimated your escape room habit there.
I mean, like, yeah, if I go to Worlds, I'll do like 15 on that trip because, it's a new country and a new city.
True. If every city has an escape room, that's a lot of possibilities.
Is it harder? Is it more difficult sometimes doing the escape rooms in other countries where it might be a language that you're not familiar with?
Most of the rooms I've done are in English. There have been a few that have not. Those were interesting experiences. But yes, every time you go to, in fact, most new cities or new countries, there's always a design style that the designers in a city learn from each other and copy, and you got to like figure out how do the designers in this place think, and what sort of things do they consider good puzzles?
Oh, okay. So, give me. Do you have an example of something along those lines?
Greece, for example, they're very into the cinematic style of puzzling, but they leave a lot of stuff around that's just like environmental. And whereas in the US, it's a much more Spartan experience. You go in, anything you see in a room is pretty much a part of a puzzle. And like, okay, I know that the statue must be something, unless it's absolutely glued down, I can't pick it up. But if you go like, I remember the Greece one we did, it's like a 3-hour apartment, and there was like stuff all over because it was kind of made to look like an apartment, and there's a lot of stuff we picked up like, I think this is just decoration.
So a lot of red herrings you can run into. That
yeah, but you get used to knowing what they consider things you should be able to ignore, because that's what I always try to do when I start up a new room. I'm like, all right, what does the designer think? How do they work? And I usually do a few rooms at every company I go to. And after I do the first one, the second, third, it's like, okay, I know how this guy does it already, and it goes a lot faster.
So there's so many things to dig into. What is the connection between speed puzzling and doing all the escape rooms? Is it just because they're both fun things to solve? Did you start with one and transition to the other, or like?
Yeah, it's trying to find what are the pieces you have and put them together in order and like make order out of it. Like it's a different kind of puzzling, but it's still puzzling, and there's still the serotonin, rush when you solve a puzzle. But you're trying to make order out of things. Like you get all these unrelated pieces, like in a jigsaw puzzle, you're trying to find the colors that go together and the patterns that go together. And it's the same kind of pattern matching in an escape room where you see, look, these are the things that, these look like they go together as part of the puzzle. They're all things that are plants, you know, these must be the same puzzle. It probably relates to this puzzle with a little drawing of a flower next to it.
No, that's so cool. Do you ever find yourself using strategies from one system and applying them to the other? Like, do you walk into an escape room and go, we're going to do the walls first?
I don't think so much as strategies, but more of a mindset.
Okay.
Where you do the big stuff first because this is obvious, and you narrow it down, and then you're like, okay, what do I have left to do? And I'm constantly, in fact, I'm the person in a team that's usually, okay, let's clear this space. These are done. Let's push them out to the side. Look at this is what we have. Let's just focus on this, and things will go a lot faster. You don't have just a pile of like open locks and used papers and just pieces that you do. And the jigsaw puzzle is the same kind of mindset. You like separate things, you sort them, and once they're in the puzzle, you just leave them there.
And I know that you're on the legendary Golden State Puzzlers. Is it a similar sort of like systematic teamwork aspect whenever you guys jump into to work on a puzzle?
Oh, definitely. I mean, everybody has the different strengths. Mm-hmm. And like one of my teammates, he's really good with like logic puzzles. He's just like, he's so fast with putting that together. So like if I see he's on it, I move on. I don't try and like group solve with him. Like in jigsaw puzzle, like it's the same thing. You don't too many hands in the same spot, just doesn't work out. You trust your teammate. You got that section. I'm working on this section now.
I love that. I think people underestimate how much trust plays into it to make sure that there's space to work on things. That's so cool. What have been some of your favorite escape rooms that you've run into?
On my way to Worlds last year, I stopped in Amsterdam. I had a 8-hour layover, and I visited this place called The Alchemist. It was me and Yvonne, and it's just two of us, but it was an amazing experience because it was it's like a fever dream for escape rooms. The two people who created it just went nuts with what they wanted to do, and I saw this talk that they put it like 30 different artisans and electricians and craftsmen working and putting this place together. And the finale for that, it was like being in a Disney show, but you had a front row seat because there were lasers and things were moving, and it was I wanted to cry, and it was just so very cinematic experience. It's not just open a bunch of locks and you get out and someone like waves a little flag at you. It was like it was an experience.
That sounds absolutely phenomenal, and I want nothing more than to do that now.
Amsterdam, it's fairly accessible. The Alchemist by Sherlock, it's my favorite in the world right now.
Oh, that's so cool. Do people in the escape room community, do they like have pockets of groups that like get together and strategize to like talk to each other and say, hey, whenever you enter a room, this is what we do, or that kind of thing?
There are conventions. We get together and talk about design and puzzles, and there are tours where people who don't always have a team to compete with will get together and go to a city and knock out a bunch of rooms. I've done some of those. Those are really fun. You get to meet other people. But then if you have people that you travel with, are you just like, guys, can we take a day and just do 5 escape rooms right here? That's why I did the US Nationals. I flew in on a red eye, and then I spent that day doing a puzzle thing at the Planet World Museum in the morning, and then I did 5 escape rooms that afternoon.
Oh, that's amazing. Next time, let me know. I am totally in. That sounds like a blast.
Boston has a lot of good rooms. I think I'll hit you in next time I'm there.
There's a couple in Boston that I've gotten a kick out of. Red Fox escape rooms is phenomenal.
They're a great company. Yeah.
Big fan. Have you ever had a jigsaw puzzle pop out in an escape room and everybody just kind of like turn to you?
Yes, because I'm known for Sudoku and for jigsaw puzzles, and sometimes those show up in escape rooms. Usually they're there for time wasters because most people are not that fast at it. My team will be just like, Tammy, this is your puzzle. And I'm like, but I want to be doing all the other things. And I'm sitting in the corner solving a Sudoku or putting together the jigsaw.
Well, it kind of makes sense because those are things that you do regularly outside of the room.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it totally makes sense. Actually, that opens up a whole different can of worms. Tell me a little bit about your Sudoku adventures.
Oh, that precedes my escape room adventures. I was the US champion in 2009 after having been finalist 2 years before that. So I got to do the worlds in 2010, and that's a whole world that's still going on, but I've moved on. But I mean, it's just more. It's the same kind of approach. It's a logic puzzle. It's not a math puzzle that most people don't realize that. And you're seeing what the designer has put in front of you. You just find the connections, and it falls apart once you just it's like a knot that you're slowly untangling.
That's such a great way to describe it, because I love those kinds of logic puzzles too, and it's very much the like, okay, we're just gonna take the mess and slowly, rub it until it reveals itself in a way that's pretty. So
Exactly. It's again like a jigsaw puzzle. You like find the parts that work first, and then you just keep at it until it finishes, and then you have a solution. But every little piece that goes in is a contributing factor to getting there.
I think a reasonable question at this point is, what kind of puzzles haven't you done yet? If you've done Jigsaw, if you've done Sudoku, is there any kind of puzzle that's like on your list of to do that you haven't gotten to yet?
It's not my list to do, but I'm not really that big in the crossword world.
Okay.
I mean, I have friends in it. I've dabbled a little, but yeah, my vocabulary isn't strong enough to be competitive in that world yet. If ever.
It's a very different kind of literary game at that point, which is interesting. Yeah, I think I'm kind of with you, where I lean more towards the math logic based puzzles as opposed to you need to know specific terminology kind of things.
Exactly. With Sudoku, escape rooms, and jigsaw puzzles, you don't need to know anything coming in. You just have to have the ability and practice. Whereas a crossword, you kind of need to know the language. You need to know words. I like to be able to like focus in on what is in front of me and just use that.
Yeah. It's what's the phrase that I've heard where it's like you want a low barrier to entry but a high skill cap, right?
Oh, that's interesting way of putting it. I don't think I've heard it described that way.
Yeah, because then anybody can get started on it, and then if you really want to be good at it, there's all sorts of little optimizations you can play with past that point, which is fun. Victor in the chat is asking, what is the most important thing to look at when searching for new escape rooms? He's done many in Poland, but never had any idea on what he should focus on while finding new rooms.
And finding new rooms, I'm at a point where I look for reviews by experienced escape room players, because almost everybody loves their first escape room because it's such a new experience. It's so different from a lot of other, for most people. So their first experience, no matter how bad it is, it's usually fun. But if you find experienced people who have done 100 at least, they also you start to hear which are the rooms where the designer has done something really special, or they clearly love what they're doing and it shows through in their design. There's a website called the Top Escape Rooms Project, which is like kind of like the People's Choice Awards for escape rooms, and there's voting all across the voters from all over the world. But the limitation is that all those games are in English, but I mean, almost everybody understands English, which makes it very global. There's like an app called Mordi, where enthusiasts actually rate rooms wherever they play, and people like to put all the rooms in, so because they can see the total number there, which is very satisfying. Those are one of the two places I usually check. I also, I'm in discussion groups with people I know. But those two are good places to find the enthusiasts, because if you go to like some all-purpose reviews like TripAdvisor, you're going to get people who have done only 2 escape rooms in their life, and they probably love both experiences, which is great. But you're not going to find excellent rooms that way.
Okay. So what can you say the name of like the review site again real quick? Because
it's Terpeca, TERPECA, Top Escape Room Project, People's Choice Awards, I think.
Okay. So, something along those lines, that'll be able to, cool.
Yeah, search for Top Escape Room Projects.
Okay.
Tammy, there's an escape room in Trier, just saying.
Oh, I saw that 10-hour marathon that was going on, but I'm really committed to some other travel that same date. So I'm like, I was tempted.
Now there's an escape room involved.
I always visit escape rooms when I travel. I mean, so I got multiple activities that I need to like pursue.
Oh man, when you do one of the escape rooms, is it what do you get? Where do you get the most excitement? Because I know some people like to have the "we just got out of the room under the wire" sort of feeling, and other people have the like "we did it the absolute fastest" kind of thing. Like, what gives you hype?
My goal is always now to like see what the designer wanted to show me, because I try to find rooms by the best designers, and I'm like, all right, you had something that you wanted to put across, what's the story you wanted to tell, a puzzle you really wanted to do, or something cool you wanted, a big moment. I want to experience that. So I have no shame about, I need a hint. I want to see this whole room. I'm stuck right now, because just give me the hint so I can see the whole story.
Yeah, whenever we've done escape rooms, there's always an interesting dichotomy of people who think that hints are like, are kind of like cheating or something like that. I'm like, no, if you're stuck, you're stuck. That's A-okay. Like, no shame in that.
It's like jigsaw puzzle. It's your entertainment. Enjoy it the way you want to. There's no right or wrong.
Well, I would say if somebody's eating the jigsaw puzzle, that might be a little much. There might be a line there, but
there's a lot of pet dogs that have done that, right? And nobody gets rid of the dogs for eating the jigsaw.
Oh man, no, that's it makes a lot of sense that that you want to know what the designer had in mind for things. Have you designed an escape room yet, or have you thought about it?
I've been too busy playing. But the thing I want, my creative endeavor really would be to be writing, which I actually recently just got an idea for a story, and nobody else seems to have written it yet, where a puzzle maker is the central character.
Oh, I dig it. That sounds awesome.
I need to take time away from puzzling to start working on that.
Well, either that, or just hook yourself up to a transcriber mic, and as you're puzzling, just let it do it for you.
I might have to do that.
Oh man, that's so cool. You have you have to make the like hard decision. Escape rooms versus jigsaw puzzling. Which one do you lean towards?
I mean, I am definitely still doing both. The jigsaw puzzles are at home, and then I schedule escape rooms all the time. I mean, like every time Last Worlds, how many did I do? I seriously think I did about 15 that trip. I did 5 on a 3-day trip to nationals.
That's absolutely amazing.
I'm also planning a trip. Well, there are escape room world records too, just so you know.
Oh wow! Do the is it similar to how sometimes people have seen the puzzle before, and so they might get a slightly better time?
Yes, it can be.
Do the same room over and over to try to get faster times.
That's no fun. I mean, I guess there is some joy. I don't often redo puzzles too. I don't redo escape rooms, but you do see patterns. Like that okay, you're taking these 3 things, and maybe you a 3-digit number out of, because there's a 3-digit on that door over there.
Yeah.
So, and then how do you change it? There's only so many ways you can convert from this thing to this thing. So there's a way. You maybe look at a grid or something, or look it up in a book, or look it up in some table. There's you get used to the ways people think. But every time I encounter a new puzzle concept, I'm so delighted, because it's like refreshing to me, and oh my gosh, this person thought of something nobody else has. I've never seen that in 600 rooms.
What have been some of the cool mechanics that you've seen?
Oh gosh, I can't think of it right now. Sorry, you putting me on the spot. I mean, I've been wowed more, there's more. I've seen a laser just cut a piece of stone based on the input that you put in it, but it's based on who your team makeup is.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's just like they're all like when they customize the experience to the people, like very early on, like when the rooms weren't so sophisticated. I remember one room where we opened up a safe deposit box and there was a dossier and of criminals, and it was our photos. Like they had taken our pictures during the first room and like quickly stuffed it inside so that you would find it at the end of the game. And I was like, that's brilliant.
The calls are coming from inside the house.
Exactly.
Oh, that kind of interactivity is a blast. I mean, we if for those of you who don't do a lot of escape puzzles or escape rooms, there's sometimes things where like walls will move or there's like secret doors, and those are really fun.
Yeah, one of my favorite rooms in the US actually, that has the walls just like fly away from you, and I'm just standing there in wonder and delight because the room just opens up as you solve the puzzles.
Oh,
I'm not going to
amazing.
say where it is so that if you ever do it.
Yeah. But like that exists somewhere in the world, which is really cool. Oh man. Yeah. Michelle, it looked like you were getting ready to ask something there.
Yeah, I just thought I was just going to say, like when Jim asked you, you have to choose one of them and you can't really choose them, but they go really well together, because if you're going to a puzzling event, you can do escape rooms at the same location. And if you're going to an escape room event, you can also do jigsaw puzzles. So they don't exclude each other.
Oh, that's true. And then there's some friends who overlap. So if I'm going to a jigsaw event, I say, I want to do escape rooms. Anybody, it helps because a lot of them are, this is puzzling. I'm totally up for that. So it's pretty cool that way.
So have you done a lot of escape rooms with jigsaw puzzlers?
I have done some, yeah, especially when it's a the jigsaw puzzle event that I'm traveling to and I don't know anybody locally. I will ask around other jigsaw puzzlers. Like one that I travel with a lot since we do a lot of pairs together. She's a big escape roomer, thanks to me now. I think she's done more escape rooms with me than without me.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and it just sounds like it's quite a universal thing. They're kind of popping up in cities all around the world. So it would be easy to combine it with travel.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is. And there's also, escape room jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah, those are really interesting. I've played with a couple of them, and they can either be really cool in terms of the dynamics, or they can be a little here's the puzzle and there's a poem on the back kind of a thing. I've seen it both ways, but
there's a wide range of emphasis and quality. But actually, there's a Kickstarter right now that I just tried that actually is the best marriage of the two puzzle types that I've seen so far. It's a TEDx Pandora's Legacy 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, but it took me like 12 hours of puzzling and both jigsaw puzzling and escape room puzzling to solve the entire experience.
That's amazing. What the theme today's gratitude. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, my husband. He was the one who set me off on all of this because even before the Sudoku stuff, because I just become a new mother at the time, and I was like, oh, this is my life now. I have to focus on being a mother for my child. And he was like, no, you're still a person. You do the things you want to. And so I went to when I won the US Sudoku Championship, I was like infant in arms. And he was like carrying the baby outside while I was competing. And this whole time, he's been supportive of me traveling for all my competitions, looking after the child when I go. He doesn't come with me. Like a lot of jigsaw people have never met my husband. They don't even know he actually exists, but he's always been there supporting me, doing all these things.
That's really lovely. I'm glad he's there to support you. And kind of a last thing, anything you have going on in your life that you're doing rest of today that you're excited about in the next couple of weeks?
Just more puzzling. I mean, I share all of it on social media. So if you want to know what to find me on Instagram and YouTube, Tammy McLeod Puzzler.
Is it just Tammy McLeod Puzzler on all the things?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not just jigsaws. I'm just trying to like pull in my other interests in it since it's all puzzles and people like them anyway, right?
It's really cool. And for those of you who are tuning in, please absolutely check it out because Tammy's amazing and it's really fun stuff.
You're too kind, Jim.
Hey, I'm not too kind. I just speak facts. It's very true.
Aw.
Like you're absolutely fabulous, and people should definitely be following you on all the things because you do really cool stuff. Yeah, but I hope congratulations on a great puzzle today, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Happy May the 4th be with you.
Thank you. I think it's time to go to bed. It's actually almost 4 a.m. now.
Yeah, get a good nap in. Oh, Michelle, sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah,
interrupt you.
no, I just want to say it's been a pleasure, Tammy, and I think that's really inspiring. Thank you for sharing that story of you winning the Sudoku Championship with as a new mom with a baby. And I love the idea that your husband said that you should still follow your dreams and has been really encouraging. I think that's really lovely.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it without him.
That's amazing. Well, we'll let you get to bed now because it's middle of the night where you are. But thanks so much for puzzling with us today, and we'll see you at another puzzle competition.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you for the puzzle. It was a beautiful puzzle.
Oh, glad you enjoyed it. Good night, Tammy.
Get a good nap.
Yeah, so everyone's doing amazing here. So we still have 45 minutes to go, and Besna is going to be done in the next few minutes. Yuka has one of the mini puzzles left to do, so gonna do a really great job there. Marina is getting very close, and also puzzling we have Sal, Everly, Pignolo, Marguerite, Karen, Nicole, and Mary. So we're rooting for all of you, and this is fantastic. Many people have signed up, so this will be their first competition with a 1,000 piece puzzle, and it takes a lot of courage to do that. There's a lot of people that don't dare to speed puzzle 1,000 pieces, so just the fact that you're in it already shows a lot of perseverance and courage.
It's absolutely phenomenal, and staying focused for this long is hard. Doing a puzzle for this long is hard, and while there have been a lot of people that did this very, very quickly, doing a 1,000-piece puzzle is not easy by any stretch. And seeing so many people just plowing through it is phenomenal. Pignolo there is so close to being done. I think there's only 4 pieces left. Just get the last 2 in. You can do it. Hit the button. Get it in and hit the button. Come on.
Done. Congrats, Pignolo.
Congratulations.
Oh, and Vesna is done as well. Awesome, Vesna. And normally there's Jan always by her side with the live stream, but she was also live streaming by herself. But great effort there, Vesna. So I wanted to have another chat with Nora just to find out a bit more about the publishing process and what's happening in the Hungary scene. So welcome back, Nora.
Hello.
Yeah, so any thoughts now as you've been watching and listening to everything? Anything you'd like to share?
Yes, I'm really amazed that so many people finished it this fast. So, okay, it's not a hard puzzle, but still a 1,000-piece puzzle so fast. So I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, a lot of times on the box, the 1,000-piece puzzle says between 4 years plus, and the fact that they're getting it done in just a few hours is amazing.
Yeah, that's a classic joke. So,
get the low-hanging fruit.
Mine actually says 12 years because
oh wow,
some regulations.
Even harder.
12 years.
Even harder.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how the process works to bring a puzzle to life from your brain into actually getting it in front of other people.
So this puzzle brand and actually my shop, I do it on my own. So I do it absolutely alone. So everything you see, I designed it, the boxes and everything. Besides of the shop tasks, so it was really hard to make it happen, but I hope it has a quite good future. I still have a lot of ideas in my head which I want to do. So I'm also planning on maybe doing some wooden puzzles, which is really exciting because there you can have like these whimsy pieces, and I'm planning on doing some Budapest maps with whimsy pieces. So I have some big plans for my brand, although I'm not planning on do them like globally. It's just really just something for Hungary and for Europe, because it doesn't exist, and that's why I want to do it. And the puzzling community is getting in Hungary bigger and bigger every year. A lot of people really love it. A lot of people want to do like these calm things nowadays, not always this hectic stuff. So people want to relax, and puzzling is such a perfect hobby for that. So I hope the community can grow.
Well, it seems like they like it's absolutely fabulous puzzle. I mean, you've been seeing the comments come in that people are saying like
I'm so happy
that they really love it. How do you take the image that you want to make and actually turn it into a puzzle? Like what's the process in there? Do you just call somebody at a puzzle at like a manufacturer and say, hey, put this in print, and they slap it on and ship it out? Like what are some of the hang-ups that you run into?
No, it's the biggest task was to find a perfect manufacturer, because I really wanted to do a perfect puzzle. I mean, by in regards of quality. So I definitely didn't want to do it in China. And then it was quite a big of a task to find someone who can get the quality right. And as Michelle said, some other brands use this factory as well, and they are perfect. So I couldn't dream of a better factory who produces them. So I'm really happy about that. Otherwise, I sit down to the computer, and then for this one, I just put together the pictures. This is not a big creative process, if you want to tell. I just tried, and I really wanted to do something. The quote was just a funny quirk, like to have something Hungarian on it. It's just a fun thing with the colored dots. I wanted to do it. I wanted to make it easy for when tourists buy it and they bring it home as a souvenir. I wanted to be an easy puzzle, so I didn't want to do like really how do you say that, a site of just Budapest where there is one building and the sky,
like a big landscape kind of.
Yes, because that's just frustrating for people who don't do puzzles like so often. That's why this is in smaller sections. It's easier, and the tourists can like bring it home, and it's not a frustrating puzzle. So that was the goal with this one. I also have some Budapest like regular puzzles, but these are much harder, of course. So that was my goal, and that's why these have these colorful dots, so there is no dead spots. So you have something to do on every part of the picture. So that was a goal.
How long does it take you to sort of come up with the finalized image that you want to use? Because you're saying that like you have to put dots in places, you have to shift things around.
Mm-hmm.
When you know you want to make it easy, how long does it take you to come up with what that's going to look like?
Oh God, I don't know. The first time I thought about doing an own brand was like 2 years ago, and then when I finally came to the point, now I'm designing it, I had to rush it because there was some kind of deadline. I think I wanted to do it before. Yeah, I know. I wanted to publish them before the Hungarian national championships, because I promised the organizers that the winners of the championship are going to win my puzzles, like to popularize my brand or something like that. So I had to rush the puzzles out. They almost didn't get finished in time for the competition. So it was quite funny. I don't know. I really had to rush that. I was just designing, sitting in front of the computer for like a couple of days to get it done for the competition, to get it produced. So I don't know how long it took. Not too long.
When how much say have you had when figuring out what kind of die cut you wanted to use? Because I know sometimes there's like the standard cut, there's ribbon cut, there's random cut. Like, do you have that in mind as you're making the image?
No, this particular factory only works with this one die cut. So they only make this one. But their philosophy is like they want to do one kind of puzzle, but they want to make it perfect. So they are not doing anything. For example, the box is the same for everyone who produces the puzzles at this factory. But I'm currently also in the works with another factory for my for the wooden puzzles, which I'm working on. And for the wooden puzzles, I can make the die cuts. So I can draw them and then they will cut it because it's a laser, you know. They will cut it the way I want them to cut it. There I can then customize the shapes, the pieces, and everything, the box. But it's still in the works, so it's only in my head right now. When I have time, I really want to do that. So that's going to be a next big project for me.
That's amazing. Fruzy in the comments was asking, are you planning to also add 500 piece puzzles to your collection?
Yes, for these souvenir kinds, Budapest puzzles, I'm definitely going to do that because, as I said, a lot of tourists come and they sometimes want smaller puzzles to bring home. So yes.
That's really exciting. A lot of people were very, very excited about just everything. Like Victor's even saying that the box size is amazing. I don't know how much selection you had in that process.
No, that's the box size they're working with. So, but it's quite good. So it's not too big, fortunately.
Is it different trying to source a huge order of the same puzzle all at once? Because I know sometimes, like from a logistics standpoint, it can take a couple of months for like a big order to come through, versus getting like 20 at a time over a couple of months. Like, is the process different?
I'm ordering a lot if I'm ordering a couple of hundred, but they are producing it quite fast. So this factory is very good. They are making it in like 2-3 months is the production time.
Sure. Okay.
But I have a big warehouse. If you are interested, I can show you around in my shop.
Oh yeah, no, that sounds awesome. Yeah, let's go on an adventure.
Wait, I have to.
I hope everybody has their socks on tight because they're about to get blown off here.
Let me. So you come in here. It looks like this, and then you have.
Oh, this is amazing.
This is beautiful.
Ravensburger, of course. So I give you a short tour. Wait, then I have a lot of Smith puzzles, and then the big truffle ones, some washgis and whatnot. Some Ibu. Then I have Enjoy, some kids puzzles.
That's phenomenal. I didn't realize you had all of the different puzzles in your store. That's amazing.
Another room, but it's dark in here. No, like this one. So here I have a truffle collection.
So
my gosh.
So we need to add one more site to visit in Budapest, and that's your shop.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a big shop.
So everybody make some time in your calendar to visit Puzzle Garden in Budapest. What are your opening times?
I'm opening every day from 10 to 18, so that's 6, yes. Except for Sundays, I'm not open on Sundays, but I'm also open on Saturdays. So, yeah, that's the shop, and I have a warehouse in the back. So,
there is a question in the chat from SJ. Is SJ allowed to move there? I assume it means in the building, not just to Budapest.
Yeah, this is how do you say that? It's a normal building where people live. It's just in the there is a shop on the base floor, the shop area, and then so you can live in the building.
Is in the shop.
Yeah, you can actually live in the building, and then you can come downstairs to me and puzzle.
Do you ever get tempted to just work on your puzzles and all the other puzzles in there on a table and forget that you have work for the day?
Unfortunately not, because I always have a lot of work to do. But sometimes I am shopping in my own shop. So there are some days that we say with my husband, "Oh, let's do a puzzle." Okay, and then we come here and then just pick one off the shelves and then let's do it. So that's how it works.
That's absolutely amazing. What does the day-to-day look like for somebody that runs a puzzle shop?
When I open the shop, I first have to pack the orders because you can buy online. So I have to pack them because how do you say that? Courier guys are coming, picking up the parcels. So packing is always the first. And then, waiting for the customers.
Well, you may have SJ and Craft Hopper showing up at your doorstep sometime soon to just move in. So I hope there's like an inflatable bed somewhere.
I have a small couch, but it's like for kid size maybe to sleep on, but I have a couch, so.
If your goal was deterrence, I don't think it worked. You're going to get a lot of people trying to show up. Cruzy's trying to organize a guided tour to visit the shop. That'd be great.
You can come anytime.
Yeah, Aaron is asking, will there be extended opening hours during the European Champs? Because I guess a lot of people are going to be busy the whole day at the event.
Yes, I can organize that. I didn't think about it, but now that you say it, I might do that.
Yes. So have a look at the schedule and then see if there's some extra hours you could pack on afterwards or before that people have time. Because I know there will be a lot of people who want to come and check that out. Okay,
I will do that.
Yeah, I'd love to know. So the theme for today is gratitude. I would love to know, who are you thankful for, and how everything got started for you, that you could open your own shop and design your own puzzles and follow your dreams.
Yeah, it was a big dream. My story actually is quite, I don't know how to typical one, because I had a baby. I had my son, and after 6 months with him at home, I got bored. And I told my husband, now is the time I want to start something, because I knew I had to start something. And I pitched him a lot of ideas, like, I don't know, open a coffee shop or something. And one day I said to him, what do you think? Shall I sell puzzles? And then he said, yeah, that's a good idea. And I was like, really? Because he said to every of my ideas, he was like, and then he said, yeah, let's do puzzles. Okay. And I was like, okay. Then I tried to make it happen. And it all started within our flat. I was selling my puzzles, or not these kinds, but like puzzles in general from our flat. I was packing them and everything. And then after a small time, our flat got too small, or the puzzles got too many. Then I had my first shop, which was a very small shop, but it was quite successful. And then after, I don't know, a year, we moved to this bigger one. And and then after that, we got this puzzle. So it was quite fast, I have to say, because I started it when my boy was 6 months old, 6-ish months old, and he had his 3rd birthday a month ago. So just in 2.5 years, we built that. And my biggest supporter is, of course, my husband. although he is like a lot of times he's like, why are you doing this much work? You shouldn't do that. But he's very, very supportive. He's like, you know, this sometimes he's a grumpy kind, but he helps out in everything. So he helped out build the whole shop and everything. So he's also an employee in the shop.
Oh, so he also works full time with you?
No. He has a regular job, you know, not this joke kind of thing, what I'm doing. But he helps a lot. So on weekends and everything, he helps when there is a big shipment coming in, and then he helps with unloading it, because I'm on my own. So it's sometimes quite hard. Although since a couple of weeks, I have one employee now who works in the shop with me. So this was also a bigger milestone for me to finally say that, yeah, this is too much work for one person. And yeah, now I have someone who is really also a big puzzle enthusiast. So she is a bit of a help.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, I'm really glad that he's supporting you and encouraged you to open the shop, and it's turned out really wonderful, and you're going to get a lot of customers in July for sure. And if I ever make it to Budapest, I'm definitely coming to visit.
Yes, you should do, because I already heard so much about you. We were at the Nuremberg Toy Fair, and everyone was like, oh, do you know Michelle? Michelle? Yeah, I know Michelle. I know who she is. So I hope we can finally meet then.
That would be amazing. Well, thank you so much for bringing this puzzle into existence, that everybody could enjoy the experience. And yeah, just really grateful that you took the time to chat with us today and to share more about your puzzling story and give us your tour.
I thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, we wish you a great Sunday, and yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, it was so fun. Thank you.
Bye.
Congrats,
Bye.
Oh,
It
that's
really
amazing.
is such a great puzzle. We're coming at like the 3-hour, 7-minute mark, and we're real close, folks. You can push through. I believe that you can finish it. You believe that you can finish it. Get that second wind and get these pieces in. It's entirely possible.
Yeah, so we're rooting for you, Karen, Mary, and Nicole, doing a really great job there. Still got 23 minutes to go. So yeah, do your best. And yeah, if you need to stand up, go to the other side of the table, get that extra, that fresh wind.
Do a quick
into your
stretch.
sails.
Take your arms out.
Yeah, and make sure you have a
attack.
drink. I mean, it's been going, we're at 3 hours now, so make sure you, don't fall over from exhaustion. Make sure you have a drink and a snack if you need to, just to boost yourself. But yeah, the reason for today is because of Vicki, and I'd love to have a little chat with Vicki, and thank you personally for this puzzle. Were you listening to the live stream at the beginning?
Hi. No, but I just started to rewatch it, but I have to finish it later.
Well, I wanted to thank you for giving me this puzzle, because you gave this to me, and I at the Worlds in September. I didn't have time to do it until about November, I think, and then I did it as a casual puzzle, but I enjoyed it so much, and I went so fast that I realized, oh, I think this could be a 1,000-piece speed puzzle. And so in December, I got in touch with Puzzle Garden to see if we could order these puzzles for the competition, and then they came from Turkey, so it took a while. So eventually it came in February. So it's taken like 6 months to get this puzzle, and I was keeping the secret, and all the time I wanted to tell you that I love the puzzle, but I just kind of like held back. But yeah, I wanted to ask you, what was your reaction when you unwrapped this today?
I was really surprised. I don't remember which I saw earlier, the Pannon puzzle or the Budapest string. But yeah, I realized it instantly, and yeah, I was really happy. Yeah, because I wanted to get a copy of my own, but I haven't yet. But now I don't have to. So quite a surprise.
Yeah, and you did really well today.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
one of your
it's my
fastest times. Oh, your fastest time for 1,000 pieces?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Do
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
what
how
your
did-
Do you know what your time was? Were you recording yourself at you record your
I was in 90 minutes, but I don't know exactly.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
thank
Yeah,
you.
how does it feel to hit a PR in a competition?
Actually, that's my second time to have a PR here. So the previous one was with the art dog. It was 1:36, I guess, and yeah, that was quite cool. And yeah, and now it's also really cool. I guess competition helps me.
Okay, congratulations. Yeah, how did you go about this one?
Thank you. When I flipped up the pieces, I started to sort out the edges, but I didn't know it's a good idea or not because usually I don't do that. But yeah, I carried on with it because I started it like that, and I don't know my times, so when I finished the edges, but I guess it went quite well. And then I tried to sort because that's the thing I have to practice definitely. I couldn't sort out all the sections at one time. I just grabbed out the ones that I needed in that moment. I tried to start with the strings, but it was harder than expected, even that it was Hungarian. So I guess maybe these kind of tests are not so easy in overall. So yeah, but the background of them helped, of course. Yeah, I guess I didn't finish one section and go to the other. I kind of mixed them up, which is not a good strategy. But when I feel a little tired in one, then I just go to the next one, and maybe I save time, maybe I don't. I don't know, really.
Yeah, I mean, getting a time close to an hour and a half means that something was working very, very well, right? Like, I think moving on whenever you get stuck is a huge boon, especially especially a puzzle like this when there's a lot of good options to work on. If you hit that wall and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go over here and knock out something else that's pretty easy. I think that worked out really, really well for you, because an hour and a half is a phenomenal time. Like
thank you.
Truly. Like I was telling somebody recently that in the past year, just like the level of competition has been getting higher and higher and higher as everybody gets better. And it used to be the case that an hour and a half was like an unbelievable, impossible time to do 1,000-piece puzzle on. And now you just hit the impossible time. So I'm excited to see where it's going to be a few months from now. What sort of the theme for today is gratitude and all. Who do you want to give a shout out to?
Firstly, to my husband, because he's very supportive. Even he doesn't like puzzling and not interested in that topic, but he gives me time almost every day to practice. So, that's a huge support from him. And also to my friends who I met through puzzling, especially Tekla, who is my pair. And also some of my best friends are from the last few years through this hobby. And also to Michelle for organizing these events, because this really gets closer to so the puzzle community members can get closer through this, and a happy anniversary. Yeah, unfortunately I missed that one, so I couldn't participate in, but it was a really cool stream. I watched it later, and the whole era of it, so it was really cool to see that everybody was really enthusiastic about it.
Oh, that's really sweet. I know sometimes people call their husbands they'll put the pun on the name. They'll be like the Puzbands or Jignificant Other. I think Side Piece works pretty well. Do you have any kind of like nicknames for your husband in that?
Not yet. Yeah, but they are really creative.
What's something that gets you really excited about puzzling?
That's a really great question. I get that a lot, but yeah, I don't really know it. I just like to see the process, how the picture comes together. It can be more fun, I guess, if you just put the pieces in their places like I used to do it. And you just have a bunch of pieces, and after a few hours, it becomes a picture. I guess it's so cool.
How has your puzzling changed over the past like year and a half or so? Because I've been seeing just like you getting better and better times consistently, like just moving up that way. But what do you feel like has changed in your puzzling, if anything?
Yeah, I guess this strategy, which I really like, I have to leave it a bit because sometimes it's time consuming to look at the picture and find the details. So I didn't really practice without picture, but I tried to look less times on it and try to build the picture from the pieces. So I guess it's kind of a change in the direction. So earlier I was looking at the pieces and then look at the picture, but now I look at the pieces as a whole, not just one. And I try to build up from there. And yeah, I realized I use less the picture. That's definitely a change for me. And that was the way when I realized that puzzling and speed puzzling are two really different kind of things.
It really is fun how some puzzlers kind of come from either end of the spectrum on there, where they either look at just the pieces first and try to solve it without the image, or they look at the image so much and then find it from the pieces. And I think being able to use both ends of the toolbox really goes a long way. So it's fun to hear you saying that you're trying to use that other tool a little bit more without it totally changing everything that you do.
Yeah, I guess I have to if I want to be faster.
What kind of piece counts do you enjoy more? Do you like thousands, 500s, 100s?
For casual puzzling, I like 1,500 pieces. Unfortunately, I haven't done a lot in the last few months. I didn't really like 500 pieces a few years ago because they were already so fast and I didn't really have the enjoyment of them. But with these competitions, it's of course one of my favorites. Yeah, and I also like 1,000 pieces and the bigger ones, but I don't really often do them, unfortunately. But
well, tell us a little bit about your favorite places in Budapest.
Oh, that's a nice one. One is the Margaret Island. It's near Margaret Bridge and Arpad Bridge. And the next bridge is actually the Chain Bridge, which is on the puzzle.
Which one is it on the puzzle?
Chain Bridge. No, the other one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's not that far from that. Yeah, I really like that because it's a really huge park, I could say, on the island. So it's a really nice place to just chill, and they have many outdoor restaurants and a lot of things.
I mean, that sounds lovely. Is there a particular outdoor restaurant that you enjoy? Also, I'm going to give a quick shout out. Karen's about to finish. Congratulations! Let's go. We have about 10 minutes left, and everybody can finish. Just got to go. But yeah, what sort of places by the bridge do you like to check out?
I don't really have favorites, so I cannot recommend anything. But yeah, it's worth to have a nice afternoon there because I'm mostly when the weather is fine, of course. It's really lovely. I love there.
Oh, that's it. It's cool that you can be in a space where everything is solid, so you don't have to pick a favorite. You can just kind of go wherever.
Yes.
Is it helpful to have a puzzle where you know the locations pretty well and can recognize them easily?
Yeah, maybe it helped a little, but not so much, I guess. Of course, I knew how the parliament looks, so I guessed that the pieces belong to that one. But which was really funny was the piece with the 47 number, because it would take time to me to search it on the picture, but I knew that it's the number of a tram, and that tram is going through the Liberty Bridge. Yeah, that one. So that was on one piece.
I didn't even notice it, but now I see it. It's the route number is 47 on the front of the tram.
Yeah, so I knew that this one belongs to this section of the picture. Yeah, but the other details, I don't think it's helped a lot.
Will you be going to the European Championship?
Yes, yeah, I will be there.
Are you involved at all in the organization of that, or with the association?
No, I don't really in the organization. But yeah, I really wait for it because I think it's really cool that it will be in Hungary. It was kind of surprise. So when I heard the news that it will be held here, then yeah, I was really excited.
Do you have a small army of like puzzle fans that are coming to see you and hang out with you?
I don't really know about that. Yeah, but I guess puzzle friends are gonna be there anyway, so they are not coming for me, but they will be there.
Well, are you and Tekla going to get to work together on this one?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Are you guys ready for that? Are you excited?
Nervous? How are you feeling? Yeah, I guess we practiced a lot for the championship, and we still have that energy and and cool working together. So we are starting our practicing now. So in the next few days. So I hope we will be successful there.
Where you know, with a lot of people coming into the area that haven't been there before, what do you think is the best like photograph location that people should get their pictures next to?
I guess the Parliament is a really successful place for that, but not in front of the building, but the other side of Duna, the river. I see that many tourists take pictures there. Yeah, I guess that's the most famous. One of the most.
What might be the most unusual place to check out?
Ooh. That's a really good question.
Yeah, like is there a giant I know in Boston there's like a potato statue somewhere that I think is silly to point people at.
There are little statues in the city. I mean, little than this kind of little. So you have to search for them. There are many of them. I knew an area where there are more of them. Oh, that's a shame. I can't remember the name, but they have their names. I will look it up because yeah, they are really cool to find them in the city.
That's amazing. I think I just want to give a quick shout out. I think Mary's gonna hit the button and say done. Let's go. Congrats. Just do it. We believe in you.
Go, Mary. You did it. Yay. Awesome. Just with a few minutes to go, she made it. All right. Now let's give all our energy to Nicole. Come on, Nicole. You can do it.
There's about 5 minutes left. You can totally do it.
You can do this.
Just stay focused. Vicki, what sort of advice should we give Nicole in this moment?
Just keep going.
Just keep going.
Yeah, you will do it. Yeah, I guess only one section is missing.
Yeah, there's one section missing, and then a couple of and then just a couple of leftover little fill-in gaps.
Yeah, maybe if you put the pieces closer to the hole.
Yeah, may even want to just slide those pieces up above the puzzle, so that way they're all nice and close to where they're going to end up. Yes, good job, Nicole, putting several pieces into one hand, so that way they're nice and close. You can see she's checking out where they're supposed to end up. Just get that. Yes, another one goes in. Every time a piece goes in and you're coming into the close, that little bit of endorphin hit really rattles. Really can give you a jolt to spur you on just a little bit closer. Get in towards the end. Do you, Vicki, whenever you're coming into the last couple of pieces, do you feel a big hit of adrenaline?
Yes. Yes, and I tend to mess them up, I guess. The excitement, like now with the sky, I had only 5 pieces left, and oh my god, I don't know where it's going. So.
Yeah, it's that extra little bit of adrenaline can sometimes make your brain do swimmy things. And I tell people sometimes, just do a shimmy, shake your legs, do something to like move the blood a little bit to get it out. And it looks like Nora's getting ready to put a link to where the mini statues are that you were talking about. Nora's going to help out in the chat there to find one of those.
Yeah.
Nicole, coming into the last couple of minutes here. Oh, sorry, Michelle, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Vicki was going to tell us about a video that she's going to publish soon.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, I'm creating a video about the EJJ.
Cool.
Yeah, it's some kind of more statistic way of analyzing the results, and I made a lot of charts. Yeah, and it was really cool to see the times in the different months, how it turned out to be in the top 3, for example. How much time would it take? Yeah, so maybe it contains many numbers, too much numbers, but I like them, so sorry. about that. Yeah, I will post it. I don't know. I hope in a few days because I still need some work with it. But I hope you will enjoy it because it was very nostalgic, at least. So,
Yeah, and tell us the name of your YouTube channel again.
Vicki puzzles. Yeah, I will post it there.
Yeah, no, she's had access to all our data. So Vicki has also been checking out all the statistics, and Vicki has a background in maths, so that's also something that's really interesting, and I'm really keen to see what she's going up to. But yeah, come on, Nicole.
Nicole, you can do it. There's only a couple of pieces left. You can do it. We believe in you.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop!
Wow.
Oh, you're stressing me out here.
Sponsor, congratulations, Nicole.
Nicole, with 1 second to go.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that was amazing.
Well done, Nicole. And everybody finished 1,000 pieces in 3.5 hours. That's amazing.
The force was with us.
Yes. Yay, go Nicole. Oh, fantastic. Well, we did first time. There's only a couple of puzzles where everybody has finished. And the ones where everybody finished, they were 500-piece puzzles, but this is amazing that everybody finished a 1,000-piece puzzle. So yeah, a really fun competition. And SJ says bingo because with one of the squares on the bingo, the EJJ bingo card was going to be finishes in the last seconds of the competition. So there we go. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, Vicki. You started, you had no idea when you gave me this puzzle that it would one day end up getting you your fastest time for 1,000 pieces. So it's been a long time coming, and I'm finally happy to have done the reveal and to share that with everyone. Yeah. So thanks so much, Vicki. And thanks, Jim, for being here today and commenting for 3.5 hours in the middle of the morning for you.
Thanks for having me. It's an absolute blast. I wouldn't start off a Star Wars holiday without it. It's puzzling's the best.
Yeah, that's awesome. And thanks to everyone who's been following on YouTube and to all of our participants for today. And yes, Nora is correct. Yes, it's a great finale. The last few seconds, that was a great way to finish this competition. And thanks again to Nora and Attila for making this happen, that I could get this puzzle into the competition. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everybody, and thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Bye.